this goes live properly.
There we go. See. The stream already has 5 likes.
Yay!
This goes live properly.
I think I liked it before it came on, so yeah, basically like.
Bro. So I'm back again after what 2 or 3 months of a break. I think it was what 2 or 3 months before I had the last one. But it doesn't help that I've been in hospital and stuff, so I thought I'd do one tonight just to get the guys together and have a good old chat. We're still waiting on one person coming in, but he's having technical issues at the moment. And then hopefully Shabby will join us about 10 o'clock.
Cool.
Stream time. Should be your bedtime, Billy.
What?
I'm saying it should be your bedtime.
Hey, I got at least an hour. I'll just be tired at work tomorrow. No big deal.
Right, Billy, you work? I thought you just sat down all day.
Oh, they screw you too. Somebody's got to work around here.
I really need to try and sort my lighting out in this room.
Hey,
like it's a bit on the dark
I
side.
work. I turn up at the shop and then that's it.
So the question that I'm just waiting on Dave asking is: has anybody picked up anything new this week?
No, I'm not saying anything this time. Sorry.
Dave's like, I've got a large stack here, ready to go though.
No, I've only got 3 items.
Only 3 items.
Only 3 items.
At the baggy a million figures.
Yeah. Harry Potter Hermione wand, which lights up in the box.
Oh.
All brand new. A Orville teddy bear.
Oh my god, that's a blast for the past.
Jesus, that's nightmare fuel.
Yeah, and basically
Even
like hippo sandwich tin. Or
Is that a Kinder box?
Yeah, it's a Kinder box.
Yeah.
Wow. I've never seen that before.
I tell you, that's a blast for the past.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should be too young for that, Chris.
Mate, I remember Kinder boxes.
How dare you say that on his 28th birthday?
Yeah.
And I also got chimps as well. He's partner in crime. The built orange monkey.
Does its arm flap? That's adorable.
That's it. That's all I got. That's all I picked up.
Because I've actually still got the original LP that I got from my papa when I was born.
Yeah.
That's still that's sitting up the loft.
No, that's it.
Even if I had a one collector. What's Tay saying? I wish I could fly. It's funny enough because I'm sure that's a song that's on the LP. Wait. Where's Dave? There you go.
Yeah.
So has anybody else got anything new?
I got a couple I could show.
Yeah, I could probably grab a few. Things.
Yeah, I got the cogs, So I picked up old Captain America today.
Oh, nice.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, the John Walker one.
Yeah.
I'll go great with the set.
That's a cool box, too.
Yeah, I kind of don't want to take him out of the box because he just looks nice.
Yeah.
Got that Dino Fury Basic 5-pack.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Which
Amazon
if it was on the shelf, I would not buy because it does not look good.
Yeah.
Right,
Was that a Pulse exclusive that was sent to you?
Amazon exclusive?
Oh, Amazon. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Preview. Of course, I got the cogs.
I hate that.
How many packs?
I got 3 2-packs. All right, I had to. I needed a lot.
Build them, yeah.
Yeah, that new Andros.
Yeah.
That's about it lately.
I dig all those Power Ranger helmets in the background. That's cool. I don't see that many at once usually. Usually people just have one helmet, but man, you got quite a collection.
Yeah, I've got every mass-produced helmet, and then I have 2 like handmade helmets.
Nice.
Yeah. Anything, Billy?
Hey, that's
all I got.
What about yourself, Johnny? You picked anything up?
I got something interesting I found at a thrifty shop, like a this is
It's a
something
terror
from
bird.
this is from a line called Definitely Dinosaurs, and it was like around 1986, 1987,
Yeah.
and there were cavemen cavemen
Yeah,
action figures, and
I
a
mean
bunch of
that line.
dinosaurs. And
The figures look like Imaginext style.
yeah,
figures.
they're kind of
Really chunkier, yeah.
yeah, they're kind of chunky like that. And some of them had saddles so the cavemen could ride on them. But this was one of those things like what you did, Baz, where I saw this in the store and I was like, I know this is something, but I don't really know what it is. But it was like in one of those dollar bins. So it's like, well, for $1 or whatever, I can't go wrong.
Well, that's just like when I found that classic Spanfor. Man, that was technically in a box with dinosaurs and
Yeah.
animals, and I always have a look in there because there's another YouTuber, Empire Toys, and he's always says when he's doing his streams and he does his lives, his hunts is like always check bins that have got dinosaurs in it for like the Dino Riders. So I'm always trying
Dino Riders, yeah.
Dino Riders, and I just every time I see a box of dinosaurs or a basket with dinosaurs or that, also have a quick look, and I just happened to bring out that pan one. I was like, I recognize it. I'm not too sure what it is, but I'm going to buy it anyway.
Yeah. But they don't go for much. I mean, they're like $15 on eBay and stuff. But so it's still more than $1. But I just knew I remembered these. I recognized it when I was young, and I don't remember if we had any or if maybe neighbor kids had them or whatever. But I do remember these from my childhood somewhere. You know, either my brother had one or the neighbors had some or something. So I recognized it enough to know it was 80s and just bought it for whatever, you know. Tez is referring to the guy that wanted to have a go with me because he didn't like my offer.
Oh.
I walked up to a guy at one of those kind of like a car boot sale where people pull in with their vehicles into a parking lot and they can set up a small tent. You know,
we'll have a late guest, so I'm going to bring on Phil, somebody else that I know through the Toy Division group.
Hey, Phil.
Hey, guys.
Hey, Phil.
Sorry I'm late.
It's all right.
Hey, Phil.
Hello. Long time no see.
So, Chris, do you have anything new?
I've got a couple of things I can show off.
Wait, I'm super interested in the fight scenario right now.
You want me to finish the story first? It's real quick.
Finish the story.
Yeah, go on.
So I walked up. The guy had a bunch of cases on the table, and to test to see how much he wanted for stuff, I found a Star Wars case, and I asked him. He's like, I don't know, $5 or whatever. So I bought it. I was like, yeah, okay. And then I went. This guy's got stuff for cheap, so I went around and picked up like 10 or 15 items, and I made him an offer, and he didn't like it. He was like, he came back with he's like more like $150, you know, and I was just in. It wasn't really me, but people behind me were like, yo, crazy, man. Like, what the hell? You know, like everybody who was around us just scoffed at that offer. He was like, there's no way that stuff's worth $150. So I was like, no, thank you. I'm just going to, and he's like, I'm a toy dealer. I've been doing this stuff for 60 years. I know what you're trying to do to me. You're trying to scam me. You want to have a go? And he like picks up his stick and he's like waving it around. And this guy behind me is like, yo, man, calm down, dude. He's just.
I remember you talking about that on one of the live streams.
That's funny.
Jeez.
Right.
So Tez is always laughing at me saying I'm picking fights with old men.
Well, fortunately, I've not had that at a boot sale yet, but man, it could happen.
Maybe give it time, Baz. It will happen. Go on then, Chris. What did you pick up?
So I've been delving deep into Legos. So I'm kind of like sticking with. I'm theming my Legos on just the Marvel stuff. Otherwise, I'm just going to end up buying any set that comes out.
We blame the guy
I
in the
don't
middle.
understand how that could happen. It's not possible.
Yeah, blame the guy above me for my Lego addiction now. So I'm just getting the Marvel stuff really.
Yeah.
And I really like the Marvel mechs they release.
Oh yeah.
They're they're fun little display pieces that you can have. So I'll show off a couple 'cause I've got loads. But I got the Ironmonger from the first Iron Man.
Nice.
I have all the mechs displayed with the helmets up, so you can see the minifig inside.
Yeah, the guy's fitting them. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, so I have that one, and then a couple of friends for my birthday got me two that I was missing. And one of them is the What If Hydra Stomper with Steve Rogers, which I quite like as a mech.
Yeah, that is.
And then the other one that I've got is the Sicarian Iron Man mech with Tony Stark in. Which I actually released a little YouTube video on of me building it, and yeah, it was a fun little. I like the mechs; they're fun little builds. They take like 10 minutes, but it's a satisfying 10 minutes. As you can see, the Daily Bugle is. Hang on, where's my camera? Daily Bugle is there behind me, and like each minifigure that obviously with each of the mechs, you get a couple of minifigs. So all the other minifigs that don't go inside the mechs, I've incorporated into the Daily Bugle.
Nice.
So I have the Watcher figure that comes with the Sicarian Iron Man stood on top of the antenna, watching down on everything.
Yeah.
So like, I'm kind of like trying to make this cool little like multiverse around the Daily Bugle with minifigures, which I'm running out of room with. But yeah,
As we can say, we could always blame the guy at the top.
Look, there's always room for Lego. All right.
Yeah.
Always room.
Go get the roller coaster then.
There's not room for that right now.
I'm not
I contradict myself. There's not room. For that.
I've not really been out this week due to a family thing, but I've got a couple of things I picked up at the last week just before all this started happening, so I'll show what I got. So while is I did put a wee YouTube video up. I mean, I can't believe that people are actually putting these into charity shops.
Wow.
So
That's the Bandai
charity
one,
shops
yeah.
in the UK, it's people donate stuff to them, and then the charity shop sells it to raise money, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it's just like in America. Okay,
Even though, why would you donate something like this?
right?
Yeah.
You could sell it on Facebook and get a few more
Exactly.
than that, you know?
Because technically it wasn't me actually found it, because my younger nephew, he loves going to the charity shops with me. So usually on a Friday after school, that's what we do. I'll go and pick him up, go to a couple of charity shops and see what's kicking about. And he actually found this. So when he found this, I actually had the proper look to make sure there was nothing else. But that's all we found. And then on the Saturday, I've never played the game, but I do like some of the characters for the game. So I ended up picking up one of the new Fortnite figures, Peely.
He's so funny.
Burn
This
them
is
all.
this is the unpeely one. So this is when he's in his beach gear.
Yeah.
I've never played the game, but I like some of the designs of some of the characters. Yeah.
Baz, just burn
The
all
new-
the figures.
And the new packaging looks great. I like
Yeah.
that package design better than the other one.
I prefer this packaging until the original one.
I got
And
the
then-
fish guy, the guy that was in the globe. Like he had a mechanical outfit, but he was a fish in a fish bowl.
Yeah.
I got that
I
guy
know.
because he looked funny. I was like, that's
I have,
crazy.
I've got a few, because I've got like the Nutcracker guy that's like the Christmas.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
the Christmas one, and then I've got like the tomato head guy. I have got that fishbowl guy as well. And then I've got a few of the McFarlane ones before the Jazzware ones come out. But I've also got some of the 3 3/4 inch ones. But when I seen Peely the banana, I said you have to have a banana with a machine gun in your collection. You have to.
Do you pick up anything up, Phil?
What have I been doing? Well, I'll tell you a story because it's Halloween. So it started with
Wow.
a ghost trap, which basically I saw that at a car boot sale, and
that's cool.
It was a young boy and his dad, and his dad had just gone to the other side of the car when I said, "How much is it?" And the kid said, £1. So I gave him it and ran away very quickly before his dad had time to come back around and go, "That's more than £1."
Wow.
So that started off a bit of an idea because I've kind of always wanted to do the Ghostbuster outfit.
Yeah.
The first ever comic convention I ever went to, I just parked up and got out of the car, and there was two guys right next door in the next car, and they jumped out of the car in full Ghostbuster outfit and went into the boot of the car, strapped on the backpacks, and ran into the convention. And I was like, yes, I can see the appeal of that. So I've been wanting to do it for years, and setting me off with a £1 buy was kind of enough of an incentive to go, Halloween's coming, let's do it. So the next purchase was
wow.
Oh man.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, you can't see my face right now, but I'm incredibly jealous.
Right? Like,
wow.
wow.
That started off as the rubies, which I believe in America is a spirit Halloween backpack. And then I've kind of upgraded it and just added my own touches to it, added paint effects and extra bits to make it slightly more realistic, extra bits of hose and what have you. And then bought like a military pack harness, the metal one, just to give it a bit of bulk. So yeah, that was that. And then I kind of got really into it. I was like, right, I'm really going for it. So I didn't have too much money left, so I bought a set of welding goggles and then made the rest of that myself.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah. So that's what I've been spending all my time doing, really. That's become... I tend to, every 6 months, I find a new obsession, and that's been the last few weeks has just been that. And it's become a bit of a family project. My mum was doing like sewing of the patches and things. My dad was helping me get the elbow pads the right color. So it's been good.
So you got the jumpsuit to put on? You got everything?
Yeah. So I've decided to go custom because if you want to be one of the actual Ghostbusters, I think you probably need to aim for more accuracy than I can afford. So I went for Wilson for me.
Yeah, that's cool.
So, yeah, but it's great.
Yeah,
I wore it for the first time at a Halloween party last weekend, and then I've got another one on Saturday. So, yeah, it's good fun.
Whoa.
I need it all. I need it all.
Right.
I'll give you my entire month's wage for it.
It's so much fun. It's once you've got it all on, you're just like, yes, I like this. I should have done this years ago.
Well, that's like us when we meant to have a Comic-Con through my way in November. So I'm going to be taking the nephew, and he wants to dress up. So
amazing!
I'm going next month.
I came into one just before COVID and all that started, and he loved it. Man, he liked the way that everybody was dressed up. Man, there was a guy dressed up as Deadpool and all that, and Deadpool's one of his favourite characters. And he was like,
nice.
"Can I get a picture with him?" And it's like, we'll go and ask him and see if he'll. And he was quite happy. As you see, the next time we get one, I says, right, we'll try and get a costume for you, and we'll both of us will dress up this time. We'll just have fun.
Yeah.
I'm going to a con next month.
Which one?
I'm going to Reading Comic Con.
Cool.
I get to see Aaron from Toy Division Group.
Yep.
He's going to be there. And I also get to meet Steve Cardenas, who played Rocky in Power Rangers. So it's going to be a good weekend. I spend a lot of money on Aaron's stall. I can already see it because the amount of Power Rangers stuff that he sells, the amount of stuff that I need for my collection is just a lot of money is going to get spent, and I'm probably going to regret spending it all. But
You got something you can get signed by him?
so I have a book. It's like the history of Power Rangers that I'm going to get him to sign.
Yeah, that's cool.
So
I got that idea from this guy up here. He has the same book
Right.
and has multiple signatures.
right there.
Nice.
Yeah, that's a good item to get. Like every time you see a different Power Ranger actor, you can get him to sign it.
It's perfect.
Yeah.
And I'm paying for two photo opportunities with him as well. So
cool.
it's And I'm gonna be getting obviously I might get him to autograph the book and pay for like an autograph on one of the pictures I'm gonna get with him.
Yeah.
Nice.
Phil, I really liked how you took existing things like the goggles and added all those bits to it and then painted it up. That was a really good job, man.
Yeah.
And then taking
Thank you.
the backpack that exists as a unit, but adding your own touch to it. It really looked great. Yeah.
It's, to be fair, I was surprised how much just a bit of dry brushing would bring it on.
Yeah.
You know, I had ambitions that I would disassemble the whole thing and spray paint it a more matte black and then rebuild it. But to be fair, once I got the dry brushing on, I think that's okay. I'm quite happy with that. So
It looks brilliant. It looks great.
The only modifications I'd like to, I want a bigger ribbon cable because the ones on the actual backpacks are like 60 pins, so they're really like a really wide, like an old printer cable, and that one's just sort of costume quality. So I'd quite like to get my hands on one of them, but sooner or later at a charity shop or yard sale or something, I'm sure I'll find something like that.
Do you have any of those PC recycling places near you?
That's a good point. Yeah, we've got a few places around us. Got a place called Rewind. I might be able to have a chat with them and just see if they can keep an eye out for a
Sometimes
big
you can
broken
find stuff at those places that they'll, if they don't give it to you, they'll give it to you for cheap.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, there's a lot of things on this where there's people on Etsy making upgrade kits and stuff, but I quite like doing it myself. It was quite a fun project to kind of rummage in all my boxes, and like I found some screws that were what you mount a television with, and they were perfect for like the sides of the goggles and things like that. So it was quite fun to just sort of test what I could make out of all sorts of bits and pieces. It's good. It's kept me busy.
It's getting good, Chris, because you're talking about Aaron and Vix has joined the chat. So
I get you. I just noticed that.
What else do you collect?
So again,
Aaron, Chris is going to spend a few bob at his stall.
I'll give you the
more than a few. The amount of money I'm going to be taking with me, I think it's all good. Just going to be on Aaron's stall.
Right, let's see. Because I don't think any of you guys have seen the room. So 1 second, I'll do the room tour. So,
all right, enough, because this is your new man cave, isn't it? Phil?
Yeah.
Oh, Centurions! I see Centurions up there.
Yeah. So we'll go row by row. So we have the miscellaneous.
Oh my gosh, you got that! You got that Karate Kid Village thing.
Baz.
Nice.
And
do the focus thing, Baz. There we go. There we go.
Do the thing.
I was memorizing. I wasn't thinking.
Is that Black Star?
And Brave Star.
Brave Star, right? Brave Star, yeah.
Then we go on to He-Man.
Whoa.
And
man, this makes me realize I really can fit so much more on my shelves.
Yes, you can.
I literally sat down with a pen and paper before I bought the shelves and worked out. I 3D modeled how much I could fit.
That Dark Star on the top shelf.
So,
Phil, is that Dark Star on the top shelf, right?
Yeah.
I am John Blackstar.
Then we are, New Adventures, Black Star, Trolls,
Skeleton Warriors.
Muscle, and
so let me ask, how do you have the muscle and stuff attached to the board on the back? Are they strapped in with
like loads of little paper clips just bent around and
bent
then
around their arms or something. Okay,
Yeah.
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 What's this? Neat
So,
one to do.
Star Wars. Mask has I dropped the shelf, so Mask needs a little bit of a
Oh,
rearrangement.
Jesus.
It had to happen eventually. And then wait a minute, just get around there. So then we go.
Fuck yeah.
Bucky O'Hare.
And Pirates Dark Water.
Darkwater, yeah.
Dick Tracy.
Captain
Dick
Planet.
Tracy, yeah,
Captain
yeah.
Planet.
Oh, Power Lords, right?
Power
Or something,
Lords.
right? Yeah.
Thundercats.
Thundercats. Go!
Battle Beasts. Look at those Battle,
Battle
Beasts. That's
Beasts.
awesome.
And then we come down to this cabinet. So we've got a few more Star Wars that wouldn't fit in the other thing. Oh, this is going to freak out the focus.
No, drum kit.
This is sort of this is the minis. So this is homies, and then we've got. I can't get the laptop down through them, but that's where the monster in my pocket and stuff are.
Yeah.
And then
Ghostbusters.
I had that firehouse when I was a kid.
Then we have Police Academy.
Yeah, Police Academy, yeah.
Ghostbusters.
They had Police Academy figures?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Then we've got Aliens, some Earthworm Jim, Simpsons.
Wow.
Is that Beetlejuice?
Beetlejuice at that end. And we've got Barnyard Commandos and
the
Food Fighters. And then dropping down here,
Turtle Van.
Robotech and Jurassic Park.
Oh,
And right at the bottom, Crash Dummies.
Oh, nice. Crash Dummies, remember those? Yeah.
And over here, sorry, I'm getting through as quick as I can.
Phenomenal, though.
Sorry.
Mighty Max.
I had some Mighty Max when I was a kid.
WWF.
Classic.
A mixture of Turtles and Toxic Crusaders and Biker Mice.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, Biker Mice from Mars, yeah.
Mask. Mask kind of goes across that way.
Whoa.
Ooh, even Boulder playset, nice. Oh, you got Starcom, Air Raiders, Legions of Power, yes. I love these things.
Computer
Starcom
Warriors.
is awesome.
Captain Power.
Oh,
and
yeah,
then
Captain Power, yeah.
Across there, we've got the Micro Machines collection.
I was just about to ask about your Micro Machines.
And up top, bit of Garbage Pail.
Sky Commanders, yeah.
Waterworld.
We got Waterworld.
World.
There's those robots. Okay, what are those called?
That's RoboForce.
RoboForce, yeah.
And
We
they're
had
coming
2 or
back.
3.
They're being re-released.
Visionaries, cool.
Visionaries.
Centaurs.
Aliens, which definitely needs a bigger shelf.
Yeah.
And then Swamp Thing.
And Supernaturals.
Supernaturals. That's about it.
Wow.
Weird guitars and drum kit.
Yeah, weird guitars, drum kits, and synths.
Nice.
That is impressive.
So yeah, that's the room.
You see, they just re-released the Turtles van. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Yeah, NECA's done one. I've done it for the 6-inch NECAs.
Oh, they're doing one for that too? Yeah.
Yes. I think the one you see in the grey molds, the NECA one for the NECA. Figures
I
with
know
the
it's
6 inch
Nicholas
are
bringing
going to
out
be
the
bigger.
Frankenstein, like the monster turtles as well.
Yeah.
I seen somebody posting that quite a few times this week, so they look quite cool as well.
Have you seen the Centurions re-releases or unofficial re-releases?
Yeah.
They look great. They look
I
so
saw them
good.
on Michael Mercy's channel. I think he's got some really nice. They're really nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been following it because initially they were like 3 different colors, but they kept the helmets like they were just all identical. And bit by bit, as they've got feedback, they've kind of upgraded stuff. It looks pretty good now. It's quite convincing.
Mine are right there. My Centurions.
Oh, cool.
And then the Black Star with Warlock and all that stuff's right there.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
You got Cameron Rider weapons. The other side is it, John?
What's that?
What's on your other side of you? Is it Cameron Rider weapons?
No, this is the $6 million man with the box, And then I've got
Yeah.
a bunch of Battlestar Galactica in there.
Now what's below it? It's like we
And
can see a
then
couple of weapons.
the X-Wing, and then this
Yeah.
is Stargate.
Oh,
down
oh,
Oh, nice.
the Stargate winged glider. And then
Yeah.
these two are Transformers. There's
Yeah.
Masterpiece over here, and then the Bruticus. There's 4 or 5
Might be
different
on it.
Bruticus ones in here. Bruticus through the ages because he's the coolest combiner.
Oh, yes. Definitely.
Billy, I see your comment.
I'm a bit behind in these comments, man.
Where's the Power Rangers, Phil?
Where's the Power Rangers?
You know what? I think they fell in an era where I just got too old for playing with toys and not quite old enough to be nostalgic. So that's in my nostalgic gap.
Okay, that makes sense.
To be fair,
I have
I've got the
weapons.
original 6. I've got the original 6 that I found in Italy, and I just couldn't resist them because I was on holiday and there was nothing else to buy. But other than them, it's not something that I've really got into, and it's a really deep dive. It's like Transformers. I'd love to have
I know.
more.
It's a deep
Trust me, we know how deep of a Power Rangers dive it
I
is
know.
because I have Morpher's weapons, Lightning Collection figures, and then Zords going pretty much all
Right.
around.
Well, I'll put myself on the big screen for a minute.
Yeah,
As you can
all
see
that
there,
up there.
I've got
Yeah.
Power Rangers, I've got Kamen Riders, and then I've got I ended up buying the new.
Yeah, I'd have to move again to get Power Rangers into the collection, wouldn't I?
ended up
That's
buying,
fine. Do
I
it.
had to move again to fit more.
Yeah.
ended up buying the Origins Castle Grayskull.
Yeah,
I like
Baz,
that.
Yeah.
Baz, I think you should throw me on the big screen so I can show off all the Zords that I have. Right now.
I don't think
Here we
we've got
go.
Power Rangers, so
There we go. So it starts from over there with Mighty Morphin, goes all the way through the seasons,
Oh,
then-
wow.
goes all across there.
Wow, that's impressive.
I wish I had someone. Oh,
See, I love the
So-
Zords. I only watched the first season of that came to the United States because my friend in late high school, him and I would rush home after school and watch them together, and we just thought it was amazing. You know, we were like, this thing came over from Japan. We thought it was cool, but we didn't really get into the later seasons in the late, like the Neo or the Dino. What is it? Dino.
John
Something.
Charles, Dino
it was
Thunder.
Dino Thunder.
Dino Thunder, yeah. But so I've collected all the first series stuff because we collected that when we were in high school. We got that when they came out with those toys. We got the main Zord there, and we got the Dragon Zord and the
Titanus.
and then the
Chris
Titanus. Yeah, we got Titanus. Yeah.
You mean this one?
Yeah, that one. And I got the black and gold versions, those special edition
Oh,
ones
wow.
of those.
Yeah.
You know, like that one and the dinos, the one with the Green Ranger or the dinosaur one, and then the Titanus. They had a black and gold version of all those.
Yeah.
So we even got those. And then so when they started coming back out, when Hasbro got it and did the Lightning collection, I've been collecting all the first series stuff that comes out from that.
That's
Because
the
they've
Lightning
even made
collection over
more.
there.
They made more figures now than even the original has.
Right?
So,
There's
Yeah.
been more Lightning Collection Mighty Morphin than anything else.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
my Power Rangers collection started with this 2 years ago from Aaron's stall at Reading Comic Con.
We know who to
Right.
blame.
24 Zords later, and I think about 1, 2, 3, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22 Lightning Collection figures.
Wow.
I think I've got about 10 morphers, and I've got about 15 different weapons as well now later. And I'm probably at least $6,000 out of pocket for it all as well, at
Wow.
total. You know, so Vic, if you're still watching, just say thanks, Aaron.
David, is that a Toys R Us sign I can see behind
Yeah,
you?
he's got a. Yeah.
That's so
Nice.
cool. I must admit, I really regret not going and getting something when they were all closing down.
Yeah.
I totally should have had that conversation. I didn't.
They
That's
they
amazing.
actually kept them all for the staff. The Toys R Us signs.
Yeah.
They actually kept
Well,
them at least
the
for
Empire
the
toy.
As
staff
the
to
saying
sell.
goes, Chris,
Oh,
talk to the devil.
talking of Aaron,
Aaron joined.
Talk to the
Amen.
devil and I will appear.
Aaron, I hope you're ready for next month for Reading Comic Con because you're going to get a lot of cash from me for what you're saying.
His wallet's ready.
Yeah, his wallet's ready.
Yeah,
He's
his wallet's like,
not.
come on over, Chris.
Did you see the new Dino Thunder combiner? I was looking at that the other day. There's like 3 sets to buy.
The Dino
And
Fury.
The new Dino Fury.
It's Dino
Yeah.
Fury? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So, they're decent, but the Japanese versions are better.
It's better? Yeah, is it? Yeah.
The Zords for that.
I don't know,
season-
Billy, because Billy, the only reason why I say American slightly beats it, the head slightly swivels, and he's more articulation in the Zord. The Zord's got more posability in this one.
But the Japanese ones are basically Lego Zords.
Same
So
as
I
this
get
one.
two of my factions, and I'm just
Yeah,
all about
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
But I just saw them in the store the other day, and I'm actually really considering grabbing them because they look cool. I thought they looked pretty cool.
Yeah.
Especially when they're all built up into that one giant one when you put all 3 together.
I
Yeah.
haven't seen them in stores yet.
No, we
Well,
haven't gone in the
I
UK
won't
yet.
see them in stores, I assume.
Nor Europe.
Yeah.
Normally, you guys, America's normally about 6 months ahead of us, or a couple of months ahead of us in toys.
Yeah.
Or sometimes just forever ahead.
Yeah.
I really wanted to get into the Masters of the WWE, and
Oh yeah,
we've just had nothing unless you
It's
want to go to
difficult.
importers. It's
We had-
that's a
Wow.
difficult.
The other
line.
week, Phil, we had the first wave in.
right. I've never seen one up north. I mean, I've seen them in like
Wrestling shop. Is it wrestlingshop.co.uk's got them in?
yeah, I've seen them there, and I think I've saw them
That's it.
in maybe even Forbidden Planet, but not in Smiths or
No.
the Entertainer, like one of our mainstream. That's the thing is like I'd love a toy line that I could collect by just going into regular toy shops
Yeah,
and paying regular retail
Yeah.
price and just looking on a
Yeah.
shelf and finding it.
I think this question's for you, Chris.
Yeah, it is. I can't make it to the film showing, as I would happily go.
Billy, do they still do toys on the store that's on your base? Do you still have a store on base?
Yeah. It's real shoddy though. It's
Okay.
so sporadic. Like as a main Power Rangers collector, I always look and they've never had anything except for randomly they got the Pumpkin Raptor and King Sphinx Lightning Collection.
Yeah.
But like their Black Series is like very sporadic. The only the only Black Series I've really seen there was the Jar Jar Binks. They got like 100 of them.
Again,
Which
Yeah, but
like
Bigger, you like Jar Jar Binks.
well, yeah, I
so-
mean, I made a giant meme video about Jar Jar Binks that got me hated by the Star Wars community. Because I just went on a full meme rant about how it was the best Black Series figure ever. And people took me very serious, and it was the whole thing.
Because I remember as a kid, some of my friends, like I had a friend Rob who was, his father was in Japan on a base, and she married a Japanese woman, and they had my friend Rob. Well,
Yeah.
he had to go back there for a while, and he was like the coolest thing when they were over there for the couple years was right when the Transformers were coming. So on base, he could get the American version of the Transformers. And then they would leave the base and get the Japanese version off site.
Nice.
So he was getting both versions while they were coming out. And then he'd come back to the States and we'd all be like, whoa, where'd you get it? Like,
I pretty much just have to collect everything from like online, right? I just have to rely on the internet to ship it to me.
you don't see a whole lot in local stores, like if you go into town or something, or
Like we have Smith's Toys.
okay, yeah.
But like its Power Ranger selection is like shoddy at best. Its Lego collection is great, and they're always on sale, so it's phenomenal.
Cool.
But like because I do Marvel Legends, I do Black Series, I do Lego, and then I do Power Ranger stuff. So like Power Rangers,
You're
They're
gonna have to
terrible.
give one of them up.
I
give
can't.
the
No, I'm
Black
not going to give
Series
any
up.
of them up.
No, give Black Series up and focus on Power Rangers.
Well, I mean, but Black Series, I'm only focusing on the Mandalorian stuff.
Yeah.
Sure.
That's the key
like
with
my
Black Series.
focus.
Pick an era, definitely. You can't do it all. You gotta pick an era.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm doing the Mandalorian show or Mandalorians.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but other than that, like I can't mess with Black Series.
That's a big
like
enough collection by itself, already.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, yeah, it's an entire shelf.
It's
Like,
getting- yeah. That's. I mean, I do that with a lot. Like, I've sort of narrowed that down to old trilogy, and then I like the Mandalorian stuff as well, and an occasional Clone Wars figure if it's someone I really like. But then, like Marvel Legends, it's all comic book and '90s cartoon. I won't get any of the MCU stuff, except for the series that was on for What If, because I wanted a Watcher. I had to have a Watcher in my collection, but I don't think I'm going to keep all those figures. Some of those figures I might just turn around and sell on eBay. I just want the Build-A-Figure part,
Okay. Actually, right before we started the stream, I had ordered most of the What If when they were announced. I just ordered the rest of them right now because I was like, I want the Watcher all of a sudden.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
But I'm like Phil. I got all those vintage stuff, and I don't have Starcom. That's the next thing on my list, and and I was doing some of those. I like to have examples of things too. So recently I got a lot of Air Raiders stuff, and it's really cool. And I got some of that the Commanders one, the Air Commanders. What's this? Yeah, the one with the strings. The one with the strings.
Yeah. Sky Commanders.
Sky Commanders. That's it. Yeah, I just got into that stuff.
As far as I remember, they never really came out in the UK. The three that I've got, I managed to find on eBay, and I presume they probably arrived as a international case. But we used to get stuff. I think, if I remember rightly, it was the Bruce Wayne Batmobile.
Oh yeah.
And it came with the Kenner catalog, and it had Sky Commanders, and it had the sporting lineup, and it had Bone Age. And none of them ever came out. None of them ever came out if they did come out, they didn't come out in the north of England. But I just...
Bone Age came out in Toys R Us.
Yeah.
Very, very limited.
Yeah, I never saw one on the
only
shelf.
place they had a few Bone Age in, and that's it.
And I loved them. To me, that catalogue, I read that catalogue more than any other book. I just used to flick the pages on that and just be like, that's so cool.
I don't have any Bone Age, but every time I see them at a shop and I'm just drooling over it, I'm like, oh, I got to get some of these someday. They look so great.
Yeah. That's one of them ones where I would genuinely, I'd probably look for someone selling a full collection or a near full collection and just go like that, because there's no point in just buying one and having it on a shelf. I want something that looks like worth putting a full shelf.
Going back to giving yourself an era to collect with the Black Series, I started doing that with the Lightning Collection stuff. I was solely going to collect villains, right? So I thought just have full villains set up, because obviously you get all these people with the Lightning Collection doing each figure, or they do the seasons.
Yeah.
So I thought do villains, and then they released that Astronomer and Andros Red Ranger 2-pack, and I needed Astronomer to go with the Psycho Rangers, so I had to buy that 2-pack.
Little did I know, an Astronomer Equator was coming.
It's
getting probably announced the weekend, Phil, tomorrow.
Andros just stayed in the box. I didn't unbox Andros. He just stayed up in the box, up on the shelf. And then someone above me, right here, decided to drunk order me another Red Ranger.
It was like £8. How could I not order it?
So then I had 2 Red Rangers, and I just stuck him on the shelf just because it was a gift. I had to have him unboxed. So then it was, what was it? Probably about a month ago, I came to the idea of having another display set up for Lightning Collection.
Oh, you're forever red.
Yeah, about that.
Yeah.
So I've decided. Remember, there was an episode in Wild Force where all the past Red Rangers came back for one episode.
Oh wow!
So I thought I'll expand on that, where I'll include Rangers that weren't obviously that came after that season. So like every time there was a new Red Ranger, I would put that new Red Ranger into the lineup to make a complete Red Ranger setup. So now I've done that, but now I'm going to have to buy a second 2-pack because I need the A Squad Rangers from SPD, but the blue A Squad Ranger only comes in a 2-pack with the blue one. So I'm there, like, figuring out who am I going to send this Blue Ranger to. Because I can't afford to keep. I have no more room in here to expand on
There's
another
always
Ranger
room.
collection. You can be
There's always
quiet
room.
there.
There's always room.
If this wasn't my bedroom and collections room, then yeah, I'd be able to expand on room. But I have
You
to
don't need a
live in
bed.
here
This is my
as
bedroom.
well.
That's my bed.
You can sleep on the floor
Right.
on a roll-up mattress.
So I need, like, obviously, like, if I had the room, I would expand on more. So I have to give myself a stopping point. It's the same with the Zords. I'm giving myself up until Power Rangers SPD because that's when I stopped watching.
Yeah.
So
Well, guys, I'm going to have to cut out here. We're going to go out.
That's no worries, John.
Everyone's here.
all right,
So
see you later, John.
Thanks,
yeah,
John.
sorry I got to cut out early. Family stuff going on. So
Good luck.
Okay,
I'll just bring it back, John, anyway, so.
You just
I'll
take
come
care.
back some other night. We'll be on the full time some other night if you guys will have
No
me back.
worries.
Yeah, let's do it again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. All right.
See ya.
See you
Bye.
later.
Thanks, John.
Bye. Bye.
May the force be with you always.
And also with you.
But
Doris, have you
I
managed to get any other He-Man Origin stuff?
I've got the Grayskull. I finally managed to find a He-Man. I've got Skeletor. I've got Prince Adam. I've got Fisto. Skeletor, I said. I have got Panfor. Kind person managed to get me a Scareglow.
Amazing.
And I no longer picked up an Evil One, but it's I believe it's the 2000X
Right.
version.
Yeah.
So, well, I'm sure the
Oh,
first
nice.
one was like the yellow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I quite like the. It's like the snake sorceress. I can't remember the name of it. It's like Tila but green.
Snake armor, Evelyn Snake.
Yeah, that I quite like because I bought so far. I've only got two, and I got them because
the Merman as well.
that's cool. I got the two that I got because I thought I'm never going to own a Ninja, and I'm never going to own a Fisto. And then I found a Fisto at a car boot sale for £3.
Into the new Revelation. But my brother managed to come across this for me.
Yeah.
And I'll put myself on the big screen.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a bit on the glare.
That's quite different. Yeah. You see, I like the orange. I like the oranges line because they sit quite nicely among the original ones.
Yeah.
So I think as a rule of thumb, I'm just going to do either like new sculpts that they never did in the original line, or ones that I'm never going to be able to afford, like Scareglow. That seems like the sensible way to do that.
Technically, the only one I was going to get for the origin for the new He-Man was the Skelly God.
Yeah.
That was the only one I was going to get.
Awesome.
But then once you start seeing them kind of kicking about the shops, it's like,
I get a feeling that's how mine's going to go if I start with Origins. Because they've started going into discount stores now, so if they start dropping the price, I'm gonna weaken.
It's just like the new He-Man series that's come out. I know there's a lot of folk don't like it, but it's actually got a good story. It kind of tells a story of each character, and it's in a different. It's not like the He-Man that we kind of grew up with.
Sure.
They've changed story a little bit. They've changed some of the characters, and I have.
You watched the last two episodes yet, Baz?
Sorry?
You watched the last two episodes yet?
I have.
Sweet.
And it was, to be honest with you, I actually enjoyed that series.
Yeah.
I had doubts about it, but I said, I'll give it a bash. But it's like I say, it gives you a story on how each of the characters have evolved. And the one that was kind of interesting me was Cringer, because we've all known Cringer to be the coward kind of thing, but in this he's like more a hero kind of thing. He's got more a stronger attitude. But I have seen the toys, and I was like, toys do look a bit hingy, but when I seen Trapjaw, I have to have Trapjaw. Trapjaw is one of my favourite characters, so I'm trying to get a Trapjaw for each different version of the He-Man.
Have you seen the new one for younger kids?
Yeah,
I
that's
don't
the
know
one.
what
That's the one we're talking about.
is it?
Yeah.
The like real basic kind of look. I love it. I love the sculpt on that one.
Yeah, I like the idea, like Trapjaw, man. I was quite surprised, it's like, because we've all know who Trapjaw, and Trapjaw's always had the robotic arm.
Yep.
But in this, something happens through Skeletor kind of thing that turns him into the Trapjaw that we know kind of thing. And it was like, whoa, that's actually quite interesting. But when I seen the figure, it's like Trapjaw is one of my favourite villains, He-Man. It's probably because you grew up with robots and mutant kind of thing, cyborgs. It's like, but to me, Trapjaw is always in my heart kind of thing. So I'm trying to get different variations, because the next Origins figure that I'm going to try and source is Trapjaw. But I've got the 2000X Trapjaw. I've still got my original Trapjaw.
Have you got the 2000X green Trapjaw?
The one that I have is, I'll put it on the big camera so we can.
Yeah, you got They did one with a green, like an inverted skin, so he's got green skin and blue pants.
Yeah.
I think I've got a spare. If I've got it, I'll hook you up. I'll have a look under the bed.
But I did have a lot of the 2000X stuff, but silly me, sold a lot of it back in the day. But
Yeah.
I kept Trapjaw, and then I also kept General Rattler and Too Bad. They were the only three that I kept, and I sold and gradually over the years, I've managed to pick up the bits and pieces here and there. But
I used to do I used to have the 2000X ones out on display, and the original ones in the loft. And then when we moved, I decided to change it round, so I've put them away for now and got the original ones out.
That doesn't fit in your room, the 2000X, does it?
That's it. That was the room was definitely a commitment to a specific era. I've got stuff in different parts of the house that are kind of I kind of always say mine's the Argos catalogue, 1984 to 96. That's kind of where I define my era, I think,
But no Power Rangers.
Yeah.
We tried, Billy.
If you have to get another house just for Power Rangers stuff, just do it.
Get a shed. Yeah.
Sometimes you have to move your guest room to make a Power Rangers room.
Yeah.
Isn't that what you did?
My wife let me do it. I don't know why, but she did.
oh, we have a familiar face in here tonight.
Oh, Ian's in the chat.
Yeah, okay, I'm out. Bye.
Is your brother coming yet at all?
My brother hasn't come in. He's busy this evening. He's got like 3 kids to look after tonight.
That's a good thing with a Friday, Saturday,
one of them you?
Sorry?
Isn't one of them you?
No, he's got his own two. He's got my youngest nephew tonight, so
yeah.
They'll be busy
like that, Biggie?
Well, it's almost 11, so I'm gonna hop off.
That's not worries, Billy, man.
Yeah, I gotta wake up and go get my car inspected and stuff.
Early, didn't you say? You said early, didn't you?
Yeah. So I'll
nice to see you again, Billy Berry.
It's been fun.
Name that sound effect.
Oh yeah. So Bill, when was your birthday anyway?
What's that?
When was your birthday?
Me?
Yeah.
Not till June.
Okay.
So
just checking.
Come here. Okay. My
But,
dog's being weird.
I'll speak to you later on. I'll probably speak to you during the week, Billy, about the next live stream because we definitely want to do this Halloween thing that we've been talking about.
Ooh,
You mean when I'm dressed up?
Maybe.
Faces, you're the side of you, Billy.
Remember, did he dress up as the pink one this time?
All right. I'll catch you guys later.
Thanks,
See you
Bill.
later. I'll
See
speak
you
to
later.
you. I'll speak to you over the weekend.
Bye.
then no
Oh, Ian went and got some Lego today.
Oh,
Hey,
God, Ian,
what
what
was
did you
that?
buy?
See what
Come
Billy's
on, Ian, what
started.
you got in the chat? Come on. Chris wants to know what Lego you got today, please.
I'm concerned for everyone's safety when it comes
I
to.
think it's the Batmobile because Kenny was talking about the new Batmobile that was coming out.
nice.
I'm gradually trying to pick stuff up for the 80s, Phil. But at the boot sales, last year and the year before all this COVID, man, I was finding a load of good vintage stuff, but I'm not
It's out
finding
there.
as much as I used to, kind of thing.
I would say all this year I've done mediocre to poor, and then the very last car boot sale of the season I went to, and it was literally packing up time. I nearly didn't go in, and I got what did I get? Well, the main one was Clamp Champ for £3.
Whoa.
And I got Clamp Champ and a lot of other good condition He-Man figures, ridiculously cheap, and it was one of them ones where it's like, this whole boot sale must not have had any collector because no one should have any He-Man figure in reasonable condition by 10 o'clock at a car boot sale.
No,
Never mind a Clamp Champ.
Yeah.
That's it.
The prices are absolutely stupid, like 15, 20 quid, yeah.
Well, exactly, yeah. But they were all just there, bagged up, £3.
Christmas Slave, Santa Claus House. And
Yeah.
I think is that what they say that Billy went and bought a couple of days ago? Or
I think
Christmas
it
slide
was,
has
yeah.
and penguin.
Oh, and we have our special guest on. And he's waiting in the background. Should we bring him on?
Ooh.
Ooh, is it the guy that's got 605 subscribers? The guy that dances on a Friday? Mr. Shabby!
Good evening, Shabby.
Hello, boys. How are you?
I'm good, bud. I'm good.
Hey, Shabby.
All
How are
right.
you, boys? All the lads are here. Look at this. Hello, David. How are you, son?
Not too bad,
You just
Shabby.
missed Billy, and then you just missed John. John come on for a little while as well.
I saw it. I watched it from the start. It's hard because I'm in the States, as you know, so it's only through the afternoon. So I caught a bit of Dean's stream, and then I came on here straight away. But thanks for having us, Baz. Cheers.
I know it was a bit of a bit late kind of thing. I was like, I said, I'll give him I'll send a message if he can make it. He can make it. If he can't, then we'll arrange it. What we usually do, kind of thing.
Oh, good. It's good. It's lovely to see you. My thoughts and prayers are with you, my friend. It's good to see you, buddy.
Yeah, it's just been a rough week this week, so
Yeah, I bet it has.
But hopefully we can get the ball rolling tomorrow. So me and my dad's going to try and sort something out tomorrow.
Yeah.
Kind of thing, so, but we don't know how long it's going to take to get it done because it's like a 2-3 week fucking waiting list seemingly.
Oh.
It's just one of those things, But I'm doing I'll do the live stream tonight just to keep my mind. So I'm not.
Yeah, I'm glad you did it. I'm glad I came on.
So I don't know if you've noticed, man. I think I've put up like 20 short YouTube videos in like the last 2 or 3 days. I've just been taking stuff out of boxes, doing a quick shot, and then putting it back in the box, kind of thing. But I have been getting asked to do a room tour, so it might be there might be one coming in the next couple of months once I get this room the way I want it, kind of thing. I've got to figure out what I want to keep on display and what I want to pack away for a wee while, and then till I get bored and then bring it back out again.
Can you do it in sections? You can go, this is what I got for 50p. This is what I got for £1. This is what
bargain
we were talking about this at the beginning of the We were talking about this at the beginning of the stream. Is like, I can't believe that somebody's actually handing these into charity shops.
And how much did you get that for?
£4.
£4. Bargain.
$5.
Have it.
I actually thought, man, I never found it. It was my nephew, man. Every Friday, I pick my nephew up for school, say sometimes, or he gets dropped off here. So as soon as he gets dropped off here, that's what me and him, David, just go to the local charity shops near us. And I didn't usually go into this charity shop because the last time I was in there, man, they had some good stuff in, but they wanted crazy money for it for a charity shop.
Yeah.
And you know when you have that gut feeling that you kind of have to go, and it says, "Ken, well, let's go in and have a quick look." And then he's like, "Uncle Baz, look what I found! I found this." And I was like, looking at it, I was like,
Yeah.
"Ah, they want £40 for it." And I kind of had to look at it again. It's like, "Come on, we're going to check it. Let's buy this."
Do you ever
Well,
find if you've had a good find in a charity shop, you'll then go back to that exact place in the same charity shop every time you go?
Every time. I agree. Every time. There's a fellow over here, and he had a stall in a charity shop where he was selling a Teddy Ruxpin. And it was literally brand new. I mean, it hadn't been touched, and the cassette in the back, it waited $15 for it. So the week after, he said, "Oh, I've got a couple more." So I went back to the exact same place and picked more up. Do you know what I mean? Bloody family of Ruxpins at Shabby's.
So it's fair I picked that one up, Phil. I've been going back every Friday just to see if there's any new.
Yeah, it's on the hit
I
list.
usually have got new stuff out, but it's like nothing that I want to like pick up for myself. You end up picking up for either the nieces or the nephews kind of thing, eh?
Yeah.
But have you done that thing though? When you go back and there's nothing there, you're like, "What's going on? What?
Yeah, how did this happen?"
Yeah. Where's the stuff?
Especially up in Scotland, man, they're still doing the 2 or 3 days stuff's coming in. They're putting it to one side for a couple of days before they even touch it.
Yeah.
So you could go a week and the toilet is absolutely empty, and then all of a sudden you just say, "Okay, what? Let's go down," and the toilet it's full. But majority of the time, there's nothing that I want. It's mostly what he wants. So
yeah,
I didn't get into trouble because I must have bought him at least 4 or 5 Nerf guns over the last month. It's like he's like, "Can I get this one?" And it's like, "How much is that?" It's only a couple of pounds, and it's like you do realise is that I'm going to get killed off your mum because I was last week. He's like he wanted me up to help him clean his room because he wants to have his room like mine's. He wants to have certain things out, and I couldn't believe how much stuff that this 7-year-old had. I thought I was bad, but he's. But majority of the stuff they were picking up, it's like, "Oh, I remember buying him that. Oh, I remember buying him that. I remember buying him that."
Indoctrinate him now. Save your weapons. Save your accessories. Put them to one side.
Here's your present, and here's a plastic tub to keep all the stuff in. You know?
Oh man, I must have spent about 4 or 5 hours up there, man, putting because you wanted always.
There you go.
Together, you wanted always.
That's how you do it.
That's lightning correction. That's the lightning correction pieces right there. Right.
Where did the other come from, Chris?
I don't know. I asked. I said to my mum and dad that I was on the lookout for a tub to keep pieces in, and then next thing I know, when I came in from work, there was a tub there on the side. So
there you go.
Nice one.
That's all. All the Lego bits that obviously come to spare, but I'm going to buy
extras,
a tub. I'm buying a tub just like that one, but bigger, so I can actually sort the pieces into like size order.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's handy keeping the Lego pieces because you never know if you need a spare piece.
Yeah, definitely.
So
definitely.
Yeah.
Well,
so have you had anything new this week except for a brand new design for your YouTube channel?
Oh, Greg 5 made me that, believe it or not. I couldn't believe
amazing, that is.
So yeah, the lads are making the Kenner book, which you've got till November the 6th to get your Kenner book by Red 5 Designs. He says, "Shabby, I've got something for you." So he sent me an avatar of it, which was awesome, man. I couldn't believe it. He's got the long arms, obviously, the dancing and all that. But for him to take his time, because he's making the book, and for him to take his time out and do that, and he's just given me another one with the British flag and the American flag behind me. They look fantastic. I couldn't believe it. I thought, what a nice fella to do that for us. So they're lovely though. Gianni and Greg at Red 5 Designs. They're one of them. I wish them all the best with this book. This book's going to be a massive success. Have you any of you backed it, by the way, the Kenner book?
No, what
Well,
type
come on,
of camera is it?
November the 6th. You got till November the 6th. Get your book.
What is it? General, like all of Kenner, or
Yeah, they've started from scratch, mate, and they're doing from 77 to 85, but they've got some 12-inch figures in there as well. They do. There's Artes. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. So we're going to talk about it a little bit on USR on our live stream tomorrow, and I'd like to get them on again just before it ends and see if they'll come on and have a chat to us. But yeah, it's amazing, honestly. What the work. I mean, we've seen a few behind-the-scenes pictures and so forth, and honestly, it's like a toy Bible. It's massive, and it's 500 pages, all kind of Star Wars. Wow, can't wait. Cannot wait.
UK, because I know some won't ship to the UK, Shab.
What's that, mate?
Will he ship to the UK, though? That's the problem.
They're in the UK, mate. The UK lads.
Oh,
Yeah, Red Fire Designer, UK boys. Yeah, they're both. Yeah, so you'll be able to get it, no problem. Yeah, they do ship globally, but yeah, you'll get it.
amazing.
send us a link after then.
I will do. Send you a link straight after this, I promise.
Thank you.
Well, you might be right there, Ian. It might take a few years to go through it.
Yeah.
This was
Any
10
choices
pence.
I
to
know.
Shab,
5p. This was a pound.
Yeah, I've had to shut my pool up. I know it's sad. I know I have to put the sheet over it. I know.
Oh, winter is coming.
Teddy Ruxpin out of.
I know. So Teddy's hooks in speedos away. So it's not the same.
Oh, and we have
Hi,
Sai.
Si.
Hey,
That's I seen something that Sai actually put up on Twitter. Was that one of his drawings, or was that?
Yeah,
something
Si's a professional artist. He's been drawing since we were kids.
else?
And some of the work he does. And in a couple of weeks, Manga Fandango is Si's company, and his t-shirt business starts in a couple of weeks, where he's selling limited edition t-shirts. And I've seen some of the proofs on what he's doing, and I'm so proud of him. He's my twin brother for one, so I'm always proud of him. But for what he's done and what he's achieved, because it's taken him years to get to this point, and make sure his work is up to date, make sure everything's up and running. And congratulations, I can't wait. So we'll all have to buy a t-shirt off our side. Hi, Vic.
hey.
Yeah, it is.
Nick's back.
No, I
Racking.
think it was a day. It was like a female, but it looked like a manga kind of style. But man, it was like she had like a tattoo, and I was like, that's amazing. But
Yeah.
I've seen. I know he's posted other stuff, but man, his work. It's like what you say. It's out of this world, man.
Weird as well, because I can't draw for toffee. He looks exactly like me, and I can't. I have no idea. I'm surrounded. My wife's a really good artist. Our Si is, but not me.
No minutes older.
Yeah, he is. I've known it all my life.
But it's just like the guy that's just Ian. I kind of was talking about yourself, Shabby, and I says you should see some of the stuff that Shabby produces.
Oh,
And he's you got a link for. I says he's got a YouTube page. He's got from Facebook.
Yeah.
Invited him into the group kind of things, and he was like, "Oh my god!" He liked you had one of your tables or something, and it was like, "Oh, that's amazing." I says, "Oh, that's no go and scroll down, keep scrolling down, man. Some of the stuff that you've done over the last year is."
yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, we've been doing the furniture business, me and Jem, for about 15 years now in 2 countries. We did it in England. And obviously, we came over here and started again, and it just took off really, really well. We'll collaborate on pieces. We'll make unique pieces and so forth. And there's a certain amount of people are letting Facebook to have a look at it, simply because you know what I mean. It's my business. It's not Twitter and it's not YouTube. But it is on Patreon. So if you ever join the Patreon, you can see them all on there. But yeah, we enjoy doing it. It's good fun. But
because I was saying to him, you had a Joker and a Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
Thing, and it's like, see if it wasn't so expensive to get that from the States to here, I said I'd have bought it in a flash.
I still got that one. Everything else is sold except for that one. I've got a huge 80-inch Batman mirror, which hasn't sold, and the Harley Quinn table hasn't sold, and the Joker one. So
I was like, if it didn't cost so much to ship it for the States over here,
I'd give it you for Christmas.
Because Joker and
Yeah,
Harley.
but anything you've ever made that you wish you'd never sold?
What's that, mate?
Any item you'd wish you'd made that you wish you'd never sold?
Oh, dozens, hundreds of them. And Jen goes mad about it because I fall in love with all of them. So I'll make something and I think, oh, that's absolutely. But I remember my Star Wars. The only thing I ever kept in that sense was, do you remember my videos when I had the Star Wars card backs table and it was up that table was covered? Yeah. I would get rid of that, and Jen was saying, "No, we've got to sell it," and I wouldn't. It came out. It was just one of those things that just came out perfect. It was flawless, so I kept that. But yeah, there was a one thing I made this big old antique dresser that we did in Captain America, and we all hand painted that across. That was pretty cool to keep, but we sold that. So yeah, there has been one or two pieces that I wish I'd kept, but you know, I can always make them again.
The Joker table we were talking about.
Yeah, the Joker table's nice. Yeah, I still got the Joker table here.
Because that's what he was saying. And goes, I said, I might have to order that at some point if he's still got it. I says, well, you could always speak to him and see what it would cost.
Yeah, cheers, Ian. Thanks, my friend. That's really nice of you. Cheers.
And he says, but I'd have to kind of watch the wife because I don't think the wife would be very happy with the bill that would come off.
We get that all
to ship that from.
Yeah, we get that all the time. Someone will pay money and they'll go, if my wife ever mentions, can you tell her it was this much? Oh yeah, no problem. Do you know what I mean? AJ, nice to see you, pal.
I was going to say it must be somebody new because I don't recognise the name.
AJ, he was in our video. You remember the dance video we all made? AJ's one that had Third Floor Toys. He's got a great channel. Brilliant channel, Third Floor Toys. He had the Mandalorian with all the figures like me, all lit up behind him. That's him. That's our AJ.
I was just trying something different. It was like I think I was like try to do something that you kind of like collecting kind of thing. And it's like, I said, I'll try and do a He-Man kind of thing. It's like I never had a sword or even, and it's like, oh, I've got had the Power Ranger staff, and it's like, fuck it, I'll use that, and that's lights up and that. But no, it was fun. Really
it was working, and that's the thing. I mean, I got over 60. I think there was 67 people in that video. So I just sent it all out, and everyone got back to me. And you know, there's a few people that said, "Oh, Shabby, we've just missed it," and you know, sorry about that. They'll come into it later on. You know, I love it, but it worked brilliantly. It came out really, really well. I was really happy with that video, and everyone did something different, which was awesome. Do you know what I mean? So it was a good one.
Would you ever consider doing a part 2 to it eventually?
Yeah, I will do. I mean, I think I might do this like every 6 months or every year just to welcome more people. I've always been a firm believer. I mean, it's nice to have views and it's nice to have subs. And of course, you wouldn't be a YouTube if you didn't want them. But it's not the be all and end all to me. The be all and end all is doing stuff like this, meeting different people, looking at different, creators and collections and getting involved in the community. That means the world to me. So yeah, I probably will do another one.
Well, that's
like me. And over the last couple of days, that's me finally hit 150 subs on YouTube, and I was shocked when I found that out, and I was like, "Whoa!" I says, "Where's all these subs come from over the last couple?" And then I was checking the views, and it's like, "No, I'm up to like 10,000 views," and it was like, "Then, man, this is taking me a long. I started this about a year ago, kind of thing, but I'm not into this today views and subs and that. I was just doing it for fun kind of thing to show off what I've got. But man, it's like what you say, it's nice when people start recognizing the stuff that you're doing and you appreciate what other folk are doing as well. So
100% agree. I mean, there's people out there that collect stuff that I don't collect, but I'm fascinated by that. I like to see what they've got and the history of them.
I think the last time was probably the time before that, but man, it was kind of a Power Ranger kind of discussion that night, and even though you didn't collect Power Rangers, it was nice to know different.
Yeah. I find it. I know, like Chris likes the Power Rangers, and all the stuff he's got, and it's interesting to me to see his collection and what he has and what he's bought. I find it really fascinating. I think
we're like He-Man, Star Wars, usually stuff of the 80s.
Yeah,
90s was kind of like I was kind of starting high school when Power Rangers come out, but over the last couple of years, I've kind of got back in it, but I think it's because when we were growing up, it was all about robots from Transformers, giant mechs, and Power Rangers is kind of like that, so it kind of drugged back in, and that's when I started picking up the odd from Megazord in there, and then gradually I said, I'll get some of the figures back, kind of thing. So, yeah. But it's like any.
Me and outside the oldest one, and we just missed out on Power Rangers and. WWF was just on the cusp when we were coming out of toys. Girls were starting to get there. You wanted to be cool with the lads, football, that kind of thing. But I had two younger brothers that collected all this stuff. So we grew up with it anyway. You know, my house was always full of wrestlers, was always full of Power Rangers. You know, was always full of this, that, and you know, the little pink muscle men. Do you remember those? I mean, we had dozens of them. So yeah, it was nice to grow up with all different stuff.
Tempted to ask Shabby for a Power Ranger piece.
I can do that, yeah. I'd love to do a Power Ranger piece. And the last one I did that was different than the Star Wars one, we did a He-Man chest. It was on one of my videos. I made it for somebody. A big He-Man chest for Captain Mule, and that turned out beautiful.
Yeah, that was all that. I mean, because you opened the chest up and it was full of goodies.
Going back to what Shabby was saying about the about the YouTube stuff, like 5 months ago, I started up with actually posting stuff onto my YouTube channel. I was just posting the Lightning Collection stuff, really. That's what it started. The Zords. It just started off as just kind of like more of a visual guide for me, so I knew what I had and what I didn't have, so I could refer back to it.
Definitely.
But then what was it? Probably I kind of just started doing them like every so often. So every time I'd get like 2 or 3 new figures or 2 or 3 new Zords, I'd make a new video about it, just because it wasn't worth me making a new video for each individual thing. So I'd wait until I had a reasonable amount. And then I started just making actually I won't just do toys and collection stuff. I started doing like trailer reviews and movie reviews and everything like that. A month ago, I started like actually uploading properly. So I done the Hawkeye Disney Plus trailer.
Yeah.
The first one they released. And then I did a collection update part 3 where I did like an update on like the Lightning Collection and the Zords of what I knew had, because I hadn't done one in a couple of months. And then I started investing into the shorts. So I did the Megazord short, then I did a Lightning Collection short, then I did another trailer review, then a Lego short, because I have got quite a reasonable Lego collection as well now. And then like I thought I quite enjoyed doing those trailers, because the 2 trailer reviews I'd done before that were for the Hawkeye Disney Plus show. So I thought actually I want to delve more into the trailer reviews, because I enjoyed filming myself reacting. So I did the Batman film coming out next year. Then I did the Ghostbusters Afterlife trailer. They released on Monday. And then today I recorded the Uncharted trailer for the film that's coming out in February. But like 5 months ago, when I first started uploading, I had barely any subscribers. I had about, I think, less than 20 subscribers, and they were all people that I knew. And not that many views. As soon as I started putting all of this different content out, I've now got 49 subscribers. I've done nearly 15 uploads, sorry. And I'm now sitting on 255 views in a month.
Brilliant.
It's taken one of my shorts has over 1,000 views. And I was sitting there like watching the view count go up, and I was like, I don't deserve this many views. I don't edit any of my videos.
I mean, you're not making anybody watch your stuff. Usual Mike gave me a great bit of advice once. He turned around and said, it just takes that one video. That's it. Just takes that one that people catch on to, or people watch, or people will see you on something, and that's it. I remember he told me that when he started, he was on a certain amount of subs for so long he thought he'd never. And now look at him, he's huge. And so I think it is. I mean, if 1,000 people have watched your short, it means it's a good short. You know, everyone's enjoying it. That's what it's about.
Yeah, I think. Thanks.
I'm sure it was yesterday I put that. Sorry, Chris, continue.
When I'm making the videos, I sit here and record the trailer reactions. I don't edit a single. The only thing I put in is my logo or channel intro at the beginning, and that's it. I don't sit here because I kind of know exactly what I say, what I want to say. I don't write a script. I do whatever pops into my head as I'm talking, just comes out, because that way I don't need to sit here for hours editing or re-recording something, because I can't. I don't know if any of you guys are the same making your videos. I can't stand the sound of my own voice in a recording. Like I'm sat here and I listen like when I'm here like, listening to the Traeger review to make sure that there's no audio break or like nothing has gone wrong. I sit here and I'm like, is this what I really sound like? Like, how do people cope with my voice? Because I can't cope with it, and I start wanting to bang my head on the desk while I'm while I'm listening to it because I'm like, this is torture. So I try not to edit anything because I don't have the patience or the knowledge for video editing. So I just throw my channel intro into there, and then throw the clip that I've recorded, and then that's it. And then I just like export the video, upload to YouTube. Like I didn't even really start doing thumbnails until recently. Like every single one of my thumbnails on my previous videos was just my logo. Because I'm not artistic. I don't have the artistic know-how or the patience to sit here and
See, I'm quite lucky in that though, because Artez he's a TV editor. He has been for years. So any advice I have, I've got him right there. Do you know what I mean? He made my intro, and I'm like, Tez for me and Matt and a couple of other lads has been a godsend for stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? To help us out. So
is Ted live tomorrow night, Chabby?
Yeah, we're doing it. We're on Matt's channel tomorrow night, and we've got who we got on to 1,000 Skulls. Chris at 1,000 Skulls is on, and 5 Aussie Ed's on as well. Oh, hang on, was that meant to be a? Oh, I think that was meant to be a. I see. Ed's going on as well, so it'll be a good show tomorrow. This is what we like doing. It's like you've all, 2 of you have been on as well. We like getting on different people from different backgrounds. We've had actors, we've had people that writing books, we've had, different collectors on. I think it's nice to share this community with everybody, not just vintage or modern. Do it. Whoever wants to come in and say hello.
That's cool.
There you go. Yeah, he's a good lad.
It's like going back to what Chris was saying about views and that, man. There was one short that I put up, Shabby. Phil might know what these figures are. But I says, nobody's really going to look at it, but I just wanted to show what... I'm just trying to keep my mind active over the last couple of days, so I've just been randomly... But Phil knows about the grocery gang. Like the ones that look like the Foo Fighters kind of thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I was quite surprised because that is actually hit over 900 views.
Wow, that's awesome,
I
man.
was surprised that...
They're going to be a modern classic. They're going to be a modern classic.
Yeah.
That's what happens. You just, you come across videos, don't you, people that you like, and people that are, genuinely coming across as enjoying this, what we do. So as soon as somebody watches, and then what do? You automatically turn around to other people in your community and say, "Oh, I've just watched David Will's Toys, and he's just shown this. Oh, I'll watch it." And that's how it grows from there. So
it's like the grocery gang. It's kind of like reminds you of the Foo Fighters. And there is a couple of characters in the grocery gang that kind of represent some of the, because you've got like the pizza guy, and then you've also got Pizza Face and that, and you've got there's other characters that kind of it's like a modern version of the Foo Fighters. That's what I kind of put it down as kind of thing. But I do like some of the characters because they're unique, they're funny.
I wish I'd started picking them up when they were on discount.
Yeah.
I got the last wave. I got 3 or 4 of them from one of our discount shops, but now they rarely come up. It's actually easier to get Food Fighters, which is crazy.
Which ones you prefer? The grocery gang or Food Fighters?
I've got a full set of Food Fighters, but the grocery gang ones I find really hard. I mean, they just don't seem to come up in good condition. You get like either a bundle that's been played with no accessories, or you can get carded, but they're quite
expensive. The last one I picked up, Phil, was a Dodgy Donut.
Nice.
Dodgy Donut, brilliant.
Because there's like Dodgy Donut, you've got from is it Gooey? He's made like a bit of bubble gum. But when they get their powers, is like they turn into like proper. He turns into like a ninja style kind of thing.
Yeah,
and then you've got like.
But that's nice. You think about finding about this stuff, because when you go to a flea market or an antique or a car boot sale, and you've watched one of Phil's videos of David's or yourselves, and you don't collect that stuff, but you know what that is through watching other people. Oh, I know what that is now. It's this, you know, and you pick stuff up from there. So that's why again, going back to why I watch everybody. Like David's channel, you haven't half the stuff he shows on those little those 2-minute videos he does. I'm like, what is that? I've never seen it, you know.
Definitely. I'd never seen Crystal until I saw like a fan review, and I was just like, that is an awesome series. I don't know how I missed all these years, but that's I wouldn't have known about that without.
I know, it's awesome, isn't it? It's awesome.
Yeah.
You can't be surprised how many like toys that have come out over the years, especially in the 80s, and then you've never ever heard of them. And then all of a sudden you see one bit and you go, oh, what's this? And then you do your research and you're like, holy, I watched the cartoon. Why did I not know about the toys back then?
Yeah.
I do that all the time, especially from the 90s.
Shabba, do you find that there's toys that you get now in the States a lot easier that when you were living in England, you found like harder to get hold of?
100%. And the reason for that, especially Kenner, especially Star Wars, I mean, it's amazing. And when you go to these, it's like we've got one. I'm in North Carolina. There's the capital North Carolina's rally, and they have what's known as a rally flea market. But this place is absolutely massive. We're not talking 1 or 2 vendors. We're talking about 500-600 vendors. This is how big this. So you find stuff everywhere, you know. So yeah, I agree with that. Whereas you go to England and they'll have one car boot sale, which a few districts are going to the same one. There, it's just like the towns around it are going. They have another thing as well called the 100-mile yard sale, which starts in one state and goes all down these roads 100 miles to another state. Do you see what I mean? And everyone pulls the stuff up at the side of the road and sells it. I know, it's some of the stuff you find. It's like it's. But I'm also finding as well, Phil, that you'll find stuff over here that we never had as a kid, like a Teddy Ruxpin or like a Pee-wee doll, or do you see what I mean? Stuff like that. And I'm like, wow, look at this, you know, and variants of stuff. I found the X-Wing, Battle Damage X-Wing, and obviously as kids, we didn't have the lights in it. You see what I mean? Over here, I've got the light one now, so just differences.
There's a series called Cops and Crooks. And I remember I had like a VHS with an episode of Starcom, an episode of Cops and Crooks, and an episode of Jason the Wheeled Warriors. And out of them, the only ones that I'd ever seen a toy of was Starcom. And then it wasn't until being an adult collector that I found out that both the other sets had toys. We just never got them.
Yeah,
and that to me justifies a trip to the States just to go hunting. It's like,
but it's the same as over here, though, Phil. You'll get a lot of Americans over here that love Action Force because they've got the G.I. Joe stuff and they've collected it all. Now the next thing for them is Action Force. Got to get Action Force, and some of them over here will spend a fortune on getting Action Force stuff sent, from England over to here. So it goes both ways, really, mate. Do you see what I mean? Like the Turtle fans over here will go mad for the Hero Turtles boxes because over here it was Ninja Turtles. Do you see what I mean? So they love the fact that over there it says Hero on it. So they'll spend extravagant amounts of money getting the same box just because it says Hero. So yeah, I understand exactly what you mean.
See you later.
See you, Vic.
Have a good night, Vic.
So Ian's asking, what is your advice for a newbie, guys? I have dug, but always afraid of trading on toes, hence why I am having to take the plunge and publishing it.
So I think as out of all of us here, I'm like fairly new to the YouTube game on making videos. I'd say try and find something you're really passionate about, like I was about the Power Ranger stuff starting off. Now I'm doing movie reviews. And I've got future projects coming up that's got nothing to do with Power Rangers and nothing to do with movies. It's going to be IRL content. Mm-hmm. Just try to find the things that you want to do and you'll have a little bit of a passion about, and then just gradually expand on those things. Start off with, even if the first video is just 5 minutes long, just throw it up because you never know how well that will do. My movie reviews are less than 10 minutes long because I played the trailer in the film, and then I talk for a couple of minutes about what I think could be happen, a little bit what I think the plot would be, and then my opinion. That's it. I'd also try not to be one of these people that writes a script as well, because if you script yourself, you're not going to give an actual honest opinion on whatever you're talking about.
Yeah.
It's going to be pre-written, so you know exactly what you're going to say. Whereas, you know, if you're looking at a figure and you're reviewing a figure and you script what the figure is and what you like about it, but then you might notice one slight detail that's maybe it's a fluke in the paintwork, or maybe it's something like the paintwork has actually been incredibly really well done. You can't really notice that when you look at the box while you're writing the script. Then obviously you're going to end up going off script, and then that will mess you up mentally while you're recording the video. So then you'll have to go back and redo things. So that's kind of why I don't write a script. I just give a full-on honest opinion.
You guys think it's probably worth having a channel that's just dedicated to one particular? So if you're doing toy reviews, for instance, to just keep that there and like do your, I don't know, like family videos or whatever on a completely different channel?
Well, it depends. When I set up my channel, I named it after my business, basically. Shabby. Yeah. I've always been called Shabby, so I've just named it Shabby Geek. But I did that because, you know, I've got practically all the Black series. I've got so many toys, this and that, but I didn't want to just stem myself to one thing. I didn't want to just say, I'm going to focus on that. Because as you meet people and as you get to know the community, watch other videos, I'll probably turn around and watch one of your videos and go, oh, I'd love to get food fighters. And if I were to make a video on that, I don't want people to specifically think I'm a Star Wars collector. Do you see what I mean? So I think you're keeping the community base what it is. If I'm like going to a beach with my kids, I think after time, if you've been going for 11 of time, you've got good followers and so forth, you can put that in a video. But I think at the start, you should concentrate on what you want it to be about. The only advice I would give is be yourself. Don't try and copy anybody else. Don't look at somebody else's video and go, oh, I'll do that. If you're yourself, I think that's what comes across more than anything. Do you see what I mean? If you're a genuine person and you start off being genuine and you start off, you know, presenting yourself as is, I think you'll grow from there because people will like you for who you are.
It's just like all the videos I've ever done, put up. Majority of mine is all about boot sales. But I've started to do like pickup videos as well. Now I've done one a few weeks ago, so I might do one of them like every month, like every time you pick something up, even though you're posting it on Twitter, Instagram, and that. But do a video on the one thing is like, this is what I picked up in September. This is what I picked up in October. I know boot sales are going to be finishing in the next 2 or 3 weeks up here.
Yeah.
So there'll be nothing. I wouldn't have any new content coming out unless
the charity shops come through for you
constantly. So,
I mean, I'm always putting funny sketches in my videos. There's me at the Olympics. There's me, you know what I mean? There's me dancing. There's me dressing up as superheroes. But it's in context with what I'm doing. Do you see what I mean? So I do that. I come away from the toys, but I'm old. I'm in my mid-40s, and I always like variety stuff. I always like to make a video that I would find entertaining, if you will. So I took that and put that in my video. So
I love when you do your He-Man videos because you get your daughter involved in it.
Lucy, I've got 4 kids, and Lucy does their He-Man videos with me. She loves them, so you know. And that's the thing.
My nephew wants to do a YouTube video with me, but
I think it's fun.
He's still quite young. I'm not too sure yet. But he's constantly it's like, I want to do one with you, and it's like, well, maybe like next year kind of thing when you're a little bit older. Then I mean, we can maybe try and do something together. But I know with the boot sales ending soon, all we really have is either pickup videos or charity shop videos. But the charity shops are a hit and a miss at the moment. Even though I've found some good bits over the last month or so.
I think you should just be comfortable with the videos you make. I mean, that's the thing. I mean, we're all not the same, but I think that's what's a good thing, that we're all not making the same videos. We're all not talking about the same toys. We all don't, you know, present it. We all present it differently. And that's what makes it so much fun, you know. And you can take inspiration off other people. Oh, that's a good idea to do that. Or I'll apply that in my... I have no issue with people, you know, doing that with mine or me doing it with other people's. It's nice to take that inspiration, but I just say enjoy it. I mean, that the only time I'll make videos is if I want to make. I won't just put it out every week, because then you get fed up with that, or you're like, oh, I can't be bothered anymore. Do you know what I mean? So
that's a question for Phil. and Peak Arrow, so you're going to have to sell yourselves to Si.
I'll let Phil go first because
Okay,
he's more experienced than what I am.
So I'm on Instagram and YouTube as My One Man Band. So My One Man Band is actually the name that I call my musical act, but a little bit like what you were saying, Shabby, sometimes a name just sticks and you kind of get to that point where you think, well, I am My One Man Band. That's my alter ego. I can't be bothered to have another alter ego. But my Instagram is mainly my toy collection and toy photography with some music stuff. At the moment, I'd say my YouTube is mainly my music stuff. So if you happen to like improvised electronic music, that's there if you want it. But I will be adding.
That's down your alley, that side. I'll sell some straight away for that. I know he will.
Okay, good. Your turn, Chris.
So if you like Power Ranger collection, if you like movie reviews, I'm going to be doing food testing reviews soon, where I'm going to be purchasing the army-based MRE packs and reviewing them. I'm buying a food dehydrator soon, where I'm going to be dehydrating loads of different foods and snacks and seeing what they taste like when they've been dried out for 24 hours. But yeah, if you got, I tried to implement with those ones, I'm going to try and implement a little bit of comedy into them as well. But all in all, it's just me being my daily average self with my passion about movies and Power Rangers.
What's the channel called?
It's the Peaky Arrow. I'm the Peaky Arrow on everything. It's just, that's the brand. Hence why I have my own merch. It's just, that's what the brand is. I want to keep it as a solid brand. But yeah, especially with the movie reviews, if you like someone who's passionate about movies and who watches anything and everything and knows what they're talking about when it comes to films, then those are the kind of things for you, especially when it comes to like the Marvel films. You'll notice when I do a Marvel trailer, I have to hold myself back going in too in depth because I don't want to give too much away about the characters. Otherwise, it'll be like a 6-hour long video. But
it can be done.
But yeah, if that's what you like and you want to see more kind of thing with that, then yeah, feel free to subscribe. It's very much appreciated for someone who didn't want to do YouTube a year ago.
Rich, don't you do gaming as well? Quite a lot of gaming on your.
That's on Twitch. So I do Twitch stream as well under the name of the Peaky Arrow as well. Twitch.tv/the Peaky Arrow.
Yeah.
But I'm currently on a Twitch break at the moment. Just because I feel a little bit burnt out with trying to find games to play. That's the thing. What I've found since I've been doing the YouTube videos and stopped doing Twitch, it's easier to make a YouTube video about something than it is to find a game that you want to stream.
Yeah.
Right.
I found that out like because I can just grab anything and everything off of my shelf, make a 5-minute video on it. That's done. Whereas streaming, I have to sit here for at least when I stream, I try to go for at least 3 to 4 hours. I have to sit here and play that game for 3 to 4 hours while keeping up to date with the chat at the same time. And sometimes it's a lot to do at once while you're streaming. So I've kind of I'm giving myself a break over Christmas just because with work, I work in retail, so I'm going to get major busy over Christmas. So I'm not going to have the time to record and stream. So I kind of giving myself a break from that until after Christmas. But while I'm having that break, I can pre-record as many videos for YouTube as I want, throw them all into a folder, and then upload them when I want.
Yeah. Hey, brightest day.
Hey, brightest day.
But yeah, especially with those the RIL videos I have planned, like the food tasting reviews, I don't have to upload those straight away because it's not something that's going to go out of date like a figure review or an unboxing review. Whereas, when
you do, we want you to buy a Spectrum, and you can do.
I don't know how I would set that up to be able to record, but there would probably be a way, and I'm not that techie to be able to sit there and do that.
But it's nice to have different things. It's like we've got Brightest Day now, and last night I watched one of his videos with a girl putting on Halloween makeup. Did you see that? And completely different. Do you see what I mean? So, you know, he puts things up as well. It's a little bit different here and there, and it was awesome to watch. You know, I like stuff like you don't know what's coming next, if you will. I mean, everyone has a signature in the videos. Everyone has a certain thing that you'll always do in your video, but it's nice to mix it up a bit, yeah.
But yeah, like when I first started out on the Twitch route, I wasn't called the Peaky Arrow. I was called Hawkeye Ray Gaming. And I thought, actually, if I want to delve into YouTube in the future, when they think of Hawkeye Ray Gaming, they're going to think of strictly gaming content. And I'll be stuck with that constant one thing that I'm going to have to do because that's all people are going to come to see. So, like, I kind of just sat there, had to think of what I could call myself. And Hawkeye came from my love of Hawkeye from the Marvel, and I love archers. I love the Green Arrow from DC. Like, I love any archer, and I love archery. So that's where the arrow came into it. And then Peaky came from my love of Peaky Blinders. Now, since I started watching that show, I've become obsessed with it. I now have 2 suits, 2 hats. I have the boots. I have 2 full outfits for that now. So I thought the Peaky Arrow kind of has a nice ring to it.
It's good
name. It's a good name, yeah.
And with the Peaky Arrow, I'm not stuck with just one piece of content.
No,
I can expand. If I want to get rid of the gaming, if I want to get rid of the gaming thing and give up Twitch, and I just have YouTube, I can still be called the Peaky Arrow because, like I said, I'm not stuck to one type of thing. I can delve into different things. I can experiment with different content. So yeah, and then while I was streaming, I thought I'd make a merch store. So I now have hats, t-shirts, hoodies, stickers, and I'm now gonna stop the merch store because I have to pay for it every month.
Right, got you.
It doesn't really, you know.
Brilliant, Si. Brilliant.
So, like, I'm gonna stop paying for the merch store and close that down, but then I'm gonna run the merch store from home.
Nice.
Yeah.
So, me and my dad have bought this craft thing for my mum for her birthday on Sunday, where you can print on t-shirts, on mugs, on hats, like anything.
Go.
I'm gonna test it, so I'm gonna borrow it a couple of times to see how stuff comes out on t-shirts, on mugs, and on mouse mats and everything.
We need a reaction video of you making your own merch.
If it works and I like how it all comes out, I'll buy myself one.
Why? That's a thing. Yeah.
So obviously, this is the hat that I sell. So that's the Peaky Arrow. And then I'm actually wearing my merch. See, this is how it comes out in the store. Whereas the logo is too far down, it needs to be higher up
a bit. Yeah.
So so there's that, and then on the back it actually has twitch.tv/the Peaky Arrow.
There you go.
But
I think you need signature pajama bottoms.
There you go.
I'm currently wearing Marvel. But like, I literally when I made up the merch
over again on pajama bottoms.
When I made the merch store, I literally just messaged all my friends just as some promoting. I was like, "Do any of you want any t-shirts or hoodies or hats? Let me know." And I paid for it out of my own pocket. Like, and I was just like, "Look, I'll give you guys a load of my merch." And I just gave them all like hoodies and t-shirts. And I was just like, just if you want to wear it, wear it. If you don't want to wear it, it doesn't bother me. But it might attract some people. Because I see all the time people wearing YouTubers merch. And you're like, oh, I'll check that YouTube channel out.
That's funny, because I set up a T-Public and I watched that video, and then some people have got a shabby cup, some people have got a shabby t-shirt. I was like, that's awesome. I didn't know they bought them. Do you know what I mean? So,
so I just thought it's a bit of fun. If no one buys the merch, no one buys it. It doesn't bother me. No. But that's when I thought if I do it all from home, then I can set up, like, I'll pay for a website to be set up in my name and everything, and I control it all. And if people want to order merch, I can control the prices a little bit more than what I can with a specific merch store that I have to rent out.
Yeah,
because I can't control the prices. Some of them are really high, and like you have to make a bit of a profit on the merch sometimes. Whereas that's not why I want to do merch.
Yeah,
I want the merch as to help. It's like a brand, you know, like Calvin Klein is a brand, you know, and they sell everything. That's what I wanted for my merch. I wanted it to be just for someone to wear, you know. So with me setting up my own from home and shipping it out to people, I can send all my friends test samples as much as I want, because I can go on eBay or Amazon and buy a set of mugs and t-shirts cheaper than what they're buying it from the actual merch store. And then I can go, 6 mugs cost me £2. I'll sell the mug for, I don't know, $3.99. So then I make a little bit of a profit, because that one mug then buy me another pack. So
I think if you can work on like the principle of, there's a lot of people out there who like kind of toy culture and, you know, nerd culture or whatever you want to call it. If you can get a design that has that appeal of like, it's got your branding in it, but it also has like something that's relevant to the larger community, it's like that's kind of a shoe-in to double your audience, because you're going to get
Well, that's
just like our size. What we were talking about before, Phil. Our size created and done his own t-shirts, and they all have his signature work on it. So even though it's characters you'll have seen, you can tell it's a Manga Fandango from the way it's drawn. You see what it's his signature look. So
it would just help me in the long run, because then I can control it a lot more and I can expand on it more than what. Because the merch stores, that merch store that I use only has a limited range of product on it.
Yeah.
Whereas if I do it myself, I could buy anything. You know, I could, buy a blank can of Coke and call it Peaky Cola. You know,
Peaky Cola. I like it.
Brilliant. Like, it just gives me a lot more range of options.
Yeah,
and you know. I thought it's a bit of fun.
You never ever know. Calvin Klein, you discussed before, was discovered in a lift holding his stuff. He was going for a window dresser's job, and he was holding his art. And one of the chairman of the department store he was in gave him a better job in a lift, in an elevator going up for an interview. You never know. I'm all for people. I mean, like I said, me and my missus have done our own business in 2 countries, and you know, so I'm never going to tell anybody, don't aim for something. That won't happen. Of course it will. You never know what's going to happen in life. Do you see what I mean?
Well, that's like throw back to like the streaming part of what I do. When I first started streaming nearly a year ago now, I wasn't doing very well. Like, but I wasn't into streaming to make that money. Like, I wasn't doing the streaming to try and make it big, because trying to make it big streaming is like a bit like YouTube. It can take years, and it could never happen. But when I started, so I just started streaming because I literally sit here and play Xbox day in, day out, and I wanted to share and try and entertain other people while I did that.
Exactly.
And then within a couple of months, I got the affiliate ship with Twitch, which means I can earn a sub badge, which means people can pay £5 a month to get exclusive emotes and stuff.
Yeah.
So like, I thought, I've earned it. I might as well throw it onto the channel. And then I did an affiliate celebration stream where I still don't know how I survived it, but I basically put myself through hell for like 6 hours. I put myself through hell. I had 30 different hot sauces, ranging from the lowest to the highest.
Peaky hot sauce. There you go. That's another one.
I had Carolina Reaper pork scratchings and habanero gummy bears, and I had Bean Boozled chili pepper edition. And then I had a pot of Carolina Reaper peppers.
Oof.
and I set myself a target. I thought if I can get myself to 50 subscribers during that stream, so 50 people paying me basically, I'll eat a Carolina Reaper pepper live.
Yeah, that's all. Can I give it a little bit of shameless plug, Baz, for a minute, if that's all right? Is that okay?
Go for it.
Yeah,
Well, I don't know whether you saw my video or not. Al Simon's done a massive Brian Bolland inspired Joker that he's giving away when we hit 650. Did you see that?
Yeah.
So so once we get to 650 subs, our size, honestly, what a nice guy. He said he'll send it anywhere in the world, which is honestly, he's helped me out big time for that. But yeah, that Joker picture he's done is beautiful, man. I can't, what a nice gift to give away. So if there's anybody out there that wants to subscribe to Shabby and have a look at that, and you might be able to win it. Thanks, Shabby. What's that? Yeah, I never thought I would do YouTube ever. I just go into live. I work from home, so as I'm working, I've got everybody on, and sometimes I'll talk and all that. And then I went into a live stream and I really enjoyed that. And the lads in there, oh, Shabby, you've got to do one. So I did one, but I always said to myself, if I'm going to do it, I want to do it for fun. I want to do it like it's enjoyable to do. You know what I mean? Like I'm spending time with my mates and doing it that way. So yeah, I've made about 100 videos now, and I'm up to 605 subs, which is awesome. I couldn't be happy with that. That's fantastic for me. So yeah, I'm really happy.
It's like, man, because Sai's got he's on Twitter because I'm subscribed to on Twitter, but man, for like you guys, you should check out some of his artwork, man. His artwork's it's out of this world, man.
It is.
It's mental what he.
It is, and I know how much he sells it for, how much he does it for. So for him to give me a piece like that to give away, and it was his idea. He said, Shabby, you can have this and we'll give it away on your channel. I thought, wow, man. He did me a picture when I was back in England. I had a huge picture behind me, and it was a biker scout in Endor with a massive sniper rifle. And I just loved this picture. But unfortunately, we left it when we came to America. But yeah, he's a good lad for helping us out with that.
Unbelievable.
That's what family's for.
But then,
the community, isn't it? The community out there helps each other out, don't they?
Of course we do. I mean, I've got boxes and boxes full of stuff here that you send out and you give people. I mean, there's people out there that send me stuff, and it's overwhelming. Sometimes it's like, wow, you know what I mean? For people to watch your video and like who you are and take the time out to send you something, I'll keep it forever. I think it's lovely stuff like that.
I think it's a really good community. Like
it is, though, isn't it, Phil? Yeah, I agree.
Over the years, I've had all sorts of different interests of music and sport and all sorts of bits and pieces. But the toy community, when it's good, when it's at its best, is some of the nicest people, because I think we've all got that. We all have that nostalgia of that rush of like, oh, I remember that. And sometimes someone just understands that piece might mean more to you than it does to them, even.
Yeah, I agree.
Just, cut you a deal or do you a bit of a favor. I've got 3 or 4 guys who I see on various toy groups, and we've known each other for years, and particularly over COVID and stuff, where we've all had a bit more time to chat. It's gone beyond just trading and buying and selling. It's gone on to like talking about our collections, talking about like stuff that we really wish we had, or stuff that we might have had, and the one that your mum gives away or whatever. And we've all been able to help each other out, and I think that's such a big thing for me. That's like the best part of the community when it's at its best, is just when people are just happy to help. You're
right though, because it can be a lonely collecting. It can be a lonely hobby. This, because not where we all live. It's like, again, if you watch my video, you'll see people on there from Australia, Ireland, Canada, England, the United States, the Netherlands. There's people from everywhere that's got together over the past 18 months and shared their stuff and their community with like-minded people. But where you actually live, there's not that many people around you that love what we do. So to come into that, and it's like I say, in a way, I've always said it all year, COVID's been a bit of a nightmare, but it's also been a very positive thing for us lot to get to know each other, to meet each other, to watch each other and support each other. There is no competition. We all do toy videos, but there's no competition in it. No.
And I got a nice little gift from a certain person.
I'm out.
John, the bugger just
I'm
about
gone.
me in tears with this thing.
Yeah.
I'm gone. I'm out. Bye.
And because I was in hospital, I was basically a get well present kind of thing. But I love Joker, and when Home up, man, the tears were just about coming in the face. Because I appreciate that somebody's been out their time to, because it's like, I wouldn't say that the group, the Discord, it was a Power Ranger kind of thing community, but everybody collects different things kind of thing. So working over the last year, we've kind of got to know each other a little bit better and discuss like things that we like to collect. And I collect different things because I basically collect everything. I try.
But you'll go to places now and pick up like a car boot seller or things you won't collect. But you'll say to yourself, "Oh, I know Chris likes Power Rangers. Oh, hang on a minute. Do you need this? Oh my life, look at that. Do you see what I mean?" And you've picked it up for practically nothing. Doesn't mean, but you know it means some. And you, in the back of your head, you're doing that now as well. It's oh, I know someone that'd love that. Or you've seen it on Twitter and on Instagram. Who needs this when they go to a Walmart or a Target? And because over here, as you know, for the past year, the stores have been bare practically. And then when you feel those containers, all
shabby. With majority everybody's name in it, and it's like they're looking for this thing, they're looking for that. So I always try my best to try and see if I can find things.
Well, it happened to me. I mean, there's my Black Series right there. Right?
Oh my god!
Yeah, it goes all the way at the top and all the way around, and it's taken me, a long time to do it. But I was determined to finish the 112, and I did a video on it, and some of the lads reached out and said, "Shabby, how many more do you need?" I said, "I need 4. Well, Boss Bounty, Papa Gord, Apprentice Ewok, Super Awesome Geeks, they all helped me out getting those last 4. And that's the thing. It wasn't as if I asked him. It wasn't as if I told him. But I mean, and some of those guys, like I say, 3 of those guys don't even live in the same country I do. So to send them to me, it's mind blowing what people do for each other. It's ridiculous.
Well, this is a question for Sean. How are you getting on with your $10 Black Series?
Oh, look up here. I'll show you, young Barry. I'll show you. All them so far now. All them up there.
Oh,
Jesus.
So yeah, and then I just found that one, and he was $7.99.
Oh, nice.
Oh, wow.
wicked.
Yeah, so it's going good. I won't open the red and black boxes, so I'd like to start them again and open them. And so what I said was, if I can find them for under $10, but that's another thing about starting off. People who starting off collecting, it's patience. This isn't. I didn't go out and buy this last month. This has been 10 years of buying this stuff. So
it's like what you were saying a few weeks ago, or probably a few weeks, probably the last few months, about like pre-orders. There's no point in pre-ordering it and then they're cancelling it. Take the patience and it'll show up in the store. And majority of the time, you could go, I know your Walmarts and that they're being a bit dodgy at the moment, but occasionally you could go there and find what you've just been pre-ordered, and they say, "Oh, that's not coming out until next year," but it's on the shelf, and it's like, well, if it's on the shelf, why are they saying it's not coming out to next year?
My issue with pre-orders is pretty straightforward. If it's a Comic-Con exclusive, if it's a Walmart exclusive, I understand. I completely understand. But when you're talking about bog standard $20 to $25 figures that are in the store, why am I pre-ordering a figure that should be in a store that's not an exclusive, that's not a Comic-Con exclusive, and I'm pre-ordering it now and it doesn't arrive till August or July of next year? That's the part that doesn't make sense to me, because I'm like, well, why? It happened to me. I ordered Rekka on the Bad Batch Rekka on Amazon. And I had to change my address, just like the Ecto 1 thing. And unfortunately, over here, if you've pre-ordered something, you can't change your address. You have to cancel it and pre-order it again. It's not meant to be due and come here till November the 15th, it said. So I thought, I've got plenty of time. So I cancelled it, tried to reorder it, and I could reorder it on Amazon for $87. And I'm like, well, why would I pay $87 now for a figure that's not even out yet? I walk into Walmart a week after, there's 3 of them sat on the shelf.
Yeah.
Do you see what I mean? And so that's why I said that's it from now. What now? I'm going to sound like a bit of a hypocrite because I have got a few pre-orders. I ordered the Bodhi Rogue because he never came out in the original Rogue One line for Black Series. And I ordered the George Lucas on the 50th anniversary car back, as a Stormtrooper.
Oh, yeah,
but that makes sense though, because you're not going to find that in the store. So that I understand. You know, the HasLab I understand. That should be a pre-order. You know, some of the NECA conventions, but for a figure that should be in a shop, that's just no. I don't understand why we're pre-ordering them. It baffles me. You know.
No, it's
Takes
just
the
like
fun out
a
of collecting, don't it, Shab?
What's that?
It takes the fun out of collecting and the hunt for it.
Think about it. We're all lads in our 40s, you know, and for example, I'll watch He-Man with my 2 kids, or I'll watch The Bad Batch with my 2 little ones, and oh, Dad, I love them. Come on, then, let's get in the car like we did as kids, and let's go to the shop. You go to the shop, there's nothing there. Now, I understand with all the trouble that's going on, and I've just seen all these containers. It's like 80 tank loads of containers just sat, you know, in Los Angeles, not going anywhere. Do you see what I mean? But you're right, it takes the fun out of it. There's nothing better to me than jumping in your car and going to these shops, or if one of your friends visits it, you go together and you have a look round and shabby rats. Yeah. But it does take the fun out of it. Yeah, that's the thing. Almost Black Series, I never pre-ordered any of them. Yeah, I've got them all. So you can find them. Do you know what I mean? They do turn up.
What's that new He-Man series, Shab?
Yeah, I liked it. I did. The only problem is I've got to admit, you did feel a bit lied to. It wasn't a He-Man story. And then the thing is, when all these people told you, oh, Shabby, it's about Teela, and then him himself, you know, he's coming out and saying, no, it's not about Teela, it's not. And it was.
The Revelations, the new one I told you, the new cartoon.
No, I haven't seen it yet, mate. I haven't seen that one. Is it good?
Yeah. I quite liked it. It's a different story, different everything.
Thanks,
you know, Bass has finally watched it now.
Oh, hello, Salacious. Yeah, I love that part of his show. That makes me laugh when the shabby man part.
You know, Salacious will be the next. We need to get Salacious on this at some point.
Oh, he's a lovely bloke. He's a lovely bloke.
Have to get him on.
Lizard, rum, lizard. Bass, I've said all the pineapple pizza on the show, and you'll be there.
Yeah, I tell you what, though, he's showing a Monday, Salacious. It's becoming a staple now, isn't it? You've got to watch that on a Monday. It's fantastic.
But
going back to what you were saying before. Oh, sorry.
So about the figures not being in stores and obviously the pre-order bit, it's the same with Lightning Collection. Like, Hasbro will do their press conference thing where they announce new figures. And they're like, Hasbro Pulse exclusive kind of thing, but it's not. It's just exclusive to that specific website or so. But then it's like we've all pre-ordered in the Discord that we're in. We've all pre-ordered a load of figures ready because they're the ones coming out this year, but they've been delayed till next year. Yeah. But there's one. It's the Tyrannosaurus Century from the Boom Comics line.
Yeah,
that's been delayed till next year with Hasbro, but I found a website where I managed to pre-order 3 that comes out next month.
That's what I mean. You got to find them. You know,
so I cancelled the Hasbro order and got the 3 for me and 2 other friends, and they cancelled their Hasbro orders because we can get them in November through a different site than the people that are actually making the figure themselves. It's like, why is that specific retailer who makes the figures and who license the figures?
Yeah.
Pushing figures back, but other sites and other places aren't, and you can walk into a store and get them straight away in America.
Yeah. I just feel sorry for the you know, there's a lot of people out there that want to get into collecting, that watch our videos or watch our live streams and go, oh, I'm going to get into this. And it's a shame that they walk into a shop and there's nothing there. Do you know what I mean? That's the part that upsets me. I welcome all newcomers, and it's nice to meet people that are refreshing and coming in, and you know, and it's a shame that they're missing out and they think they have to pre-order everything just to get it, and they don't have to pre-order it. So
one of the most confusing things I have is I don't understand who's choosing the case selection. Because if you go back to when I was young, part of what made you as a kid decide to collect a line is that wow moment where you go into Toys R Us or whatever,
and you see all of them,
and you got to go 12 deep to find. The snake eyes that's right at the back, or you know, the mecha that's right at the back, or whatever. Where now I go all the time to Smith's just to see if my luck will change, and it's like 4 rows, and it's just like Skeletor, He-Man, Skeletor, Battle Cat.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not inspiring. Like, no one's going to look at that and go, hey, let's get into He-Man. There's 2 figures. Because that doesn't tell you any story. That doesn't spark your imagination. You need this overwhelming thing of like, oh, it's like a whole world. It's all these different characters. And
It's
yeah,
like Phil, we have I think you might have a couple down south somewhere, but we have one up here called Toy Town.
Oh,
So
yeah.
we have two toy towns. We have one in Kirkcaldy that's probably about 10 minutes away. And then we have another one in Glenrothes that's probably about 20 minutes away. So the one in Glenrothes is now getting the Origin stuff in, and all they have is like 3 rows of Skeletors.
Yeah.
And they have
just what every kid wants.
Then you go to the one in Kirkcaldy, and then they have a selection of figures.
Yeah.
And they have the Battle Cat, they have Panfor, they have Castle Grayskull, they have the Sky Sled, they have, is it the Land Shark?
Yeah.
I don't understand why it's the same store, same company, but why is one company only got Skeletor in, but the other one's got majority of the line?
But it does over here too. Some of them you'll watch Vern at Oakhurst, or you'll see Chris at Thousandth Ghost, and they'll walk into their Walmart and Target and they'll go, I've just got this, and it was on clearance for $8.99. So nice one. So you go to the exact same stores in your state and the full price. Yeah. And you're like, what? You know what I mean?
I've noticed that here with Asda's is that I have 4 Asda's within like a 50-mile radius. So my local Asda's I could go, they'll have a sale section, and it's like, oh, it's like when I got some of the Black Series, that's where I got majority of my Black Series through Asda's. So I went to one Asda's, picked up what they had, and it's like, right, let's go to the next Asda's that's 10 minutes down the road. And they wanted full price for them. And then you go to another.
It's funny, isn't it?
And I went to a third Asda's that day, and they had them doing as well, but they were cheaper. Mm-hmm. And it's like, that's 3 different Asda's. One selling them for half price, other one's got them for full price, but the other one's got them for like 30 the price at the first store I got them in. And it's like, I don't understand what the logic is to that. And it's the same with Tesco's. You could go to one Tesco's and they've got, say for example, wrestlers. They could have wrestlers for $4.99. You go to the next Tesco's and they're wanting $2.99 for them.
Yeah. But that's funny because that's the thing you always find. Whereas Phil was just saying about pegs and pegs full of figures, the wrestling over here is always like that. You always find the wrestling figures over here, which is funny because they're made from the same companies. You know, it's.
You're saying that about the Tesco's bags. Like, I went into my local Tesco's one day. Like I was with my dad and we was just grabbing bits, and I saw a Lego stand. Like, literally just like, you know what Tesco's do? Like they'll stick a stand. You know. You got one of those cardboard stands. Walked past it, and it was a Marvel Lego stand, and it had the Marvel like CMF foil packs. So I grabbed a couple of those because they were £2.50 each, and I thought I'll grab. So I that's 3 in the box. I was like, I'll grab them, and they had the free. They had the Thor mech, the Captain America mech, and the Spider-Man Miles Morales mech for £9 each. And I thought £9 each for a Lego mech, take them. So there's me walking out of my Tesco's with a load of Lego, like a happy 27-year-old, you know, like, And then I went out for a drive with my mum and dad, and we looking for a toy go. Obviously, while we were out, and I saw a Tesco's on Google Maps. I was like, oh, there's Tesco's up the road, like, you know, just go round the roundabout, and it's just up there. While I thought, I've got a couple of minutes before I have to go back to the car. So I quickly went to find their toy. I thought, I'll see what Lego they got. And they had the CMS for £3. I know it's for like 50p difference, but when you're going to buy multiple packs, that 50p makes a difference. And the 3 mechs that I bought in my Tesco were then £15. I was thinking, I just paid £9 each for these for them at my Tesco's, but here they're £15 each. Now that's quite a big price increase between like the mechs are literally that big, right? So they're tiny, okay, and they're selling them for £15 each. And I thought I wouldn't have gone above 10 for those if I had seen them together. Like my Tesco's was selling them for between 10 and 15 quid, I wouldn't have bought them. I would have
Yeah.
probably gone on Lego.com and bought them because I could have used my VIP points to take money off.
Yeah.
Like, you know, so I would have got them a little bit cheaper anyway. But I thought, who would pay 15 quid for a figure that's literally that size? You know, like 15 quid for that. That literally, I built that one and the other 3 in 2 minutes. It took me 2 minutes to build 3 mechs.
Yeah.
But that's how easy it was.
Well, that's just an example, Chris. Example.
Is that Orville? Is that Orville there?
Yeah, it's all.
That's just an example of this. You go to Tesco's, you go to Asda's, they're what, 9.99 for them. You go to B&M's, B&M's was selling these for 7.99.
Yeah.
Again, like whenever I go into B&M or Home Bargains, I'm always looking down. Like my mum and dad are like, "Oh, are you done?" I was like, "No, I want to check the toy aisle," and I check the toy aisles for that specific reason, because if there's a Lego set there I want, or like I know Baz likes his Fortnite figures, I look out for Fortnite figures for Baz, mainly so I can send him a video of me burning the figure, because Fortnite does not deserve. Fortnite doesn't deserve to exist. Let alone have action figures.
I don't know. Some of those cars in Fortnite, they're pretty cool. The vehicles they're doing, they're not bad.
I know Baz likes his Fortnite stuff, so I look out for figures that, like, you know, I'll buy if I buy the figure and he has it, I'll probably just send it to the charity shop because I probably only paid 2 quid for it. So, like, you know, or like I said, I'll send him a video of me burning the figure. That make good YouTube content, burning an entire Fortnite line, you know. But you know, it's ridiculous how, like, right, the Lightning Collection figures. How many people with the Lightning Collections like would buy them for the kit for a kid to play with because they're a Power Rangers action figure? Like,
yeah,
I don't know anybody that would use the Lightning Collection as actual, as actual play figures, because, all right, they have the movement in all of the joints to be able to. If you could play with them,
yeah,
but for me, and I think everyone else who collects Lightning Collection will agree, they are display figures. They have that articulation in the joints, so you can put them in different positions. You can make a battle scene with that. There's someone in our Discord group that does toy photography, and he makes like battle scenes with the Lightning Collection figures. So he has them all in battle poses, and like, that's what they're for. They're for displays and to do toy photography with. I think you'll probably agree with me, Shabby. Black Series is kind of the same.
Yeah, of course it is. I mean, kids aren't buying. I mean, if they play with them, they won't last 2 minutes. They're not made like they were when we were kids, you know.
No,
so yeah,
100%.
100%.
I remember the Star Wars figures I had, but I had no articulation in the joints. Like, the only thing you could move was probably their elbow.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
and their arm would spin round at the shoulder, but it wouldn't have the actual movement like the figures do now.
Yeah.
So, like, if a kid's going to play with those and they're constantly going to have them fighting each other and they're going to move the shoulders and move the elbows and rotate the wrists, they're going to come apart.
Yeah, definitely. Especially on NECA. Oh, NECA, no chance. Do you know what I mean?
100% with NECA.
You breathe on NECA and the leg falls off. You know?
I mean, you do that with a Lightning Collection figure as well, and the arm will fall off. So.
I'll tell you one thing, that thing is freaky.
I have not seen that, Dave, since in about 30 years. No way.
But like, I just don't understand when it comes to like all the like the people that go out, buy a load of figures and then sell them for huge amounts on eBay. I don't understand what their logic is on that.
Well, not when it's a brand new figure. That's the part that baffles me. When the figure's been out 3 months and you're paying the same price as vintage Toy Wish would for a vintage toy, that doesn't make any sense at all. Do you know what I mean?
I literally have like this Discord group, me and Baz are in up now, and I can literally see a photograph that one of our friends has like screenshotted from eBay for the White Ranger Lightning Collection. So as Tommy is the White Ranger, right? That came out. What was that, Baz? What, wave 1 or 2 of Lightning
Wave one, I
Collection?
Is it no?
That's
that not
one
the
of
first
the
one?
earliest Lightning Collection figures that came out a good couple of years ago. 65 quid for a figure that came out 2 or 3 years ago.
I know.
Who would pay
I think that
65
must be
quid
what
for that?
that is a big bar for entry for people wanting to get into modern toy collecting. Is there's a gap missing because toys when we were kids were probably expensive to our parents. I mean, you know, but you got what you got. But then there was sort of car boots and secondhand shops and all that sort of time when no one wants them. Where now everything goes straight from retail to almost like vintage because they get dropped. Like individual figures get dropped so quick. When you think like Star Wars, for instance, you had figures run all the way from the first series all the way up to end of kind of Star Wars. Whereas now they'll do it for a limited run and then that's it. You might see it again as a reissue as a vintage collection later on, but that's really narrow window. Whereas,
well, that's what's happening. I mean, they've introduced the archive collection on the Black Series, and they're all coming out again, or they're upgrading their old figures. So, and that's what I've learned about it. I refuse. If a retailer tells me a figure is worth $20 to $25, I ain't paying $80 for it. Now, 20 years down the line, say for example, I was talking about the 112 line before, and it's 20 years from now, and I needed number 110. I'm going to pay the money for it to finish that off. But not a couple of months or a year or so after it came out.
That's the gap. Yeah.
So I'm looking at Hasbro's website now at their Lightning Collection and stuff, right? So their pre-order stuff.
What time are you going till, Baz?
Probably stay on to about 10:30.
Okay.
Yeah.
Half
11, sorry.
I was going to say, got bad news for you, pal.
Yeah. So I'm looking literally at the figures available for pre-order, right? They're about 30 quid. Right now, 30 quid for a brand new figure. I happily do pay that for a brand new figure for for the Lightning Collection, because if it's a figure that I want to go with that will fit in with what I'm collecting, I'll buy it. So I have it, because I know in a couple of months it's going to be hard to find. But then I guarantee you, if I went on eBay and I typed in like the Ninja Pink Ranger that's on pre-order for $31.99, I guarantee if I looked on eBay to see if people, because I know what people are like, they'll pre-order it and then they'll stick it straight on eBay. So as soon as it ships, they'll send it to you, because that's what people do.
Yeah.
I guarantee you, if you search for that on eBay, it'll be at least 50 to 60 quid. Now, all right, that seller wants to get their money back because that's what they're doing, but they'll have like 10 available, so they'll sell like 10 of them, and people will probably pay that 50 to 60 quid for a brand new figure that's not out yet because they want it. But my logic is, why would you pay that 50 to 60 quid on a figure that's not come out yet when you can just go directly to Hasbro's site, or a site like In Demand Toys or Comic and Cocktails, or Big Bag Toy Store, that do the same pre-order system as what Hasbro do, and you'll pay the 30. I think I've seen the Lightning Collection figures go for about 40 quid if they're a 2-pack with Hasbro.
Yeah.
Well, there's an example, Chris, where you're just talking about that. Is that I've always wanted one of the lanyard Predators that have come out. So every time I went to Smith's, they've never been in stock. And I was going to buy one online for 20 quid, and I was like, well, I could technically get 2 for 20 quid. So I never bothered. So before I went into hospital, I went to a toy fair, and there was a guy selling the one I was after, but he wanted 15 quid for it. I didn't mind paying that extra £5, but you go online or eBay, type some of them out, and some of them are wanting 20, 25 quid. I mean, for the big, is it the 12-inch or the 24-inch one, like the bigger version of it, the one that's got all the electronics in, there's folk on that wanting like 60 quid for that.
But I think that's why a lot of toy collectors, Baz, have expanded, because if you're focused on, like for me, for example, Black Series, and you go in and you get pissed off you can't find it, you don't want to pay scalper prices, all right, I'm going to try something else. Then He-Man comes along. Or then the 86 Studio Series Transformers comes, I'll try them. So you walk into a Walmart, and if you can't see, or a Target, you can't see one or the other, there's something else that you'll collect now. And I think there's a lot of collectors out there that have started to do that. they've started to expand out a bit more. So
Well,
you know, they don't
like,
beauty play scalper prices. So they'll, do you know what I mean? They'll buy something else that they used to like as a kid.
Chris doesn't like it, but recently I've went back. Man, I did pick a lot of Fortnite's the McFarlane Fortnite stuff up when they first come out. And it's like what you're saying is that you would have a certain line that you would constantly try and pick up, but because you can't get that, you go to the next one. So because I can't find any the origin He-Man figures that I want at the moment, I've kind of went back to Fortnite.
That's what I mean. It's the best way. I think it's the best way because it keeps you positive too. You know, we've all gone through it, and I have this thing called a shabby rant that the lads laugh about. Is because I used to just concentrate on Black Series, and I'd be, you know, oh this and that, and I thought, you know what, forget it. I'm just going to start collecting other stuff. So and that's the best way.
I've not decided yet, but man, I've picked up this guy.
That's cool.
And I really want to get some more of them.
Yeah, my kids have got most of them. They love them. They absolutely love the Godzilla stuff. Love them.
It is a rabbit hole. And some of the stuff is expensive, and half the time you can't find. So I was lucky enough to find this guy. I went back 2 days later, and the stuff that they had left was gone.
How much are they selling them for over there, Baz?
15 for these ones.
$9.99 here. That's it.
Wow.
Because I really want Jet Jaguar. That's the one I'm looking for. That's like when I see they started a new collection, because I couldn't find He-Man, it's like, oh, I've seen the Godzilla stuff. I said, I'll pick him up. And then it's like you come back and you look up the actual what's in that line, and it's like, oh, I really want this one, I want that one, I want that one. And then it's like I went back 2 days later, and the stock that I had in was gone. I should have just have picked up some more, but I was like, no. I said, I need to keep money. I can't just.
I know.
Yeah. But
I've got to keep money. You get paid every week, but you've got to make sure you've got enough money to keep yourself until next week. And it's like if you keep fucking buying, it's like you've got no. So that's what I like about
the way I work today. You're never going to get everything. It's like me. I mean, I've shown you the Black Series. I'm never going to get them all. I'm just not going to do it. So enjoy what you can get instead of worrying about what you can't. Do you know what I mean? I'm just going to do it like that from now on.
It's like with yourself, is it because you're starting to do your $10 challenge?
Yeah.
You know, there will be a point that you'll not get. You might be lucky enough and get them all, but there is going to be certain figures that you're not going to get for under $10 unless you're very lucky and you go to Ollie's or other.
But that's the fun of it, you see. It's like I say. Remember, I walked into a church community fair once and found the last 17 figures at $2 each, all in mint condition. You just never know, do you? What you're going to find and how much it is.
I did watch I watched the series, and I think it was the last live stream that I'd done with yourself, Shabby. I found a couple of these guys, and I found like the Cry Power players.
Yeah.
And it was Dave's like saying, "Where did you get them for?" After the beginning, I got them for home bargains, kind of thing. And it's like the only reason I picked this guy up because it kind of reminded me of Small Soldiers. And I love this.
Yeah, it does.
And that's the only reason I picked
He looks like Duke out of G.I. Joe to me, like a cross between the two.
And then when Dave managed to find the vehicle and everything.
Nice.
Yeah. See, that's a proper toy, isn't it? That's what a toy should look like.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
That's a beast of a.
That's cool.
I've been picking up G.I. Joe myself. I'm really enjoying it. It's a thing I never had as a kid, and I don't know much about it. But seeing smugglers get it in vintage, and obviously I'm good pals with Scuba Pete and the G.I. Joe collection he's got. I mean, so it's nice to start picking them up and buying them. It's awesome.
Over the last month or so, I've been picking up the odd G.I. Joe figure here and there at boot sales. But I really wanted one of the classified, like the 6-inch ones.
Yeah.
I pre-ordered them. Amazon cancelled my pre-order for some reason, saying that they couldn't get them. So
when they did all the previews for them, I got really excited because I thought that's a line I can get behind. That's
what I want to do. Exactly right, Phil. Yeah.
And we've never had the supply over here that's made it anything less than.
We haven't. Yeah, it's only till. I mean, I've got. Hang on.
Amazon cancelled my pre-orders. That's
all I've ever found over here. I mean, and 2 of them were gifts. G-Force got me one and Mule got me one. But
Yeah.
I mean, they are all they're exactly the same as you, Phil. I thought, right, here's an opportunity now for someone like me, a novice in the G.I. Joe world, to start collecting them. And the way they made these events, it's going to be all over the place. We're going to be doing the vehicles. And you thought, oh, brilliant. There's 4 I found since. Do you know what I mean? It's crazy.
Yeah, it does. It's the one thing that can really take the fun out of modern collecting is just, I don't want to make, because they're quite expensive now. So you can quite easily make £100 investment just to get started. But then if it all dries up, it's like, well, now, you know, that's exactly what happened with me with Master of the WWE. I thought I was planning out this, and I've got He-Man up there, and I've got my WWF down there. So I thought, right, Master of the WWE, I'll give him a shelf in the middle, and it'll kind of blend between the two. I got the ring. I got a real good deal on the ring, but I've never seen the figures at anything less than when you're at that level, when you're getting, you know, sort of toy collector prices rather than toy shop prices. So it's that extra £5, extra tenner that just makes it. It's not sort of achievable for me. I'd rather spend that on vintage, if I'm honest. You know,
But you're getting that way. This is what we say. I mean, you look at, I don't know whether you know Vintage Toy Rush, Phil. Vintage Toy Rush, it's like, he's literally like he's got a DeLorean. He goes back in time, he buys it, brings it on. His stuff is immaculate. But the majority of the time now, he's spending the same amount of money on them as we are on modern toys. And I'm like, why? Yeah. Why is this the same price if I can get that brand new, that ROM figure that he's got in a box? Why am I spending that on a figure that's been out 8 months? It doesn't make sense. Yep. Do you know? So I agree with what you're saying, definitely.
So it's like I was saying, is that I managed to find a Roadblock for 25.
That's what I never found. Never found it.
So
what have I got? I've got the Cobra inventory.
Nice. Which is a great sculpt on that one.
Zartan.
Cool.
Yeah.
I've got Flint. And the Cobra Commander.
So,
and then
are you going to be kept in the box, or are you going to be opening?
No, I'm going to open them ones. The ones I'm keeping in the box are these ones. The
3 3/4-inch ones.
Yeah, I've got about 12 of them and a few more of the vehicles and so forth. But this is really what I wanted for the G.I. Joe line, was these, because these are, it's just that card. Like I said, again, I never had it as a kid, but to have it now, I think, oh, that's awesome, you know. And I've got about 15 of these so far. So every time I go to a Walmart and I find them, I'll just pick one of these up. I think it's a great toy line.
Have you seen the reaction versions?
Yeah, I'm not sure about them. What do you think?
I like it. I grew up watching the Action Force cartoon, and these are really cartoony. And the fact that they're like 5p away reminds me a lot of my Palitoy ones. So for me, that was bob on. But again, will I ever find them in enough quantity to just go, right, that's the run, you know?
That's the thing. And I think over here for them, they're asking like $17.99 for them, which is pretty pricey for a 5p away figure.
Yeah.
You see that red Robo Skull they're doing as well?
Beautiful. Yes. Absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely. I know a couple of lads that have ordered it and getting it. I'm lucky because I don't collect Action Force, so I won't be getting it. But I can't wait to see when these lads get it and show their, the presentations of this. It's amazing.
Well, it was the same with the Airwolf one.
We had retro blasting on, and we had a behind the scenes look at that before he made his video, and wow, that's. I mean, it's just this thing alone. It's just ridiculous. Well worth the money. I mean, it really is. All magnetic, the way all the pieces go onto it, and how well made it is. Beautiful.
So, like, what you were saying about, like, obviously, that guy who comes and finds, like, and all his stuff is immaculate. One of the best finds I found that, like, is really hard to find that's not discolored at all is the Vulcan sword from Power Rangers. Now this, it's that cheap, horrible 90s plastic that goes yellow really quickly. Now, this is the original from the 90s. All the stickers are the same. There's no discoloration.
Nice.
On anything. Now, how has someone managed to keep it that in? Because even if you don't put it in the sun or don't smoke around near it, that old 90s plastic, if it went yellow, all of it was going to go Yego.
Yeah.
It was just a matter of time. No matter, you could have kept it in a box. You could have kept it in a box under your bed and it would turn yellow just because of how cheap the plastic was. But for that to be in that good a condition, what, 30 years, nearly 30 years down the line? Like,
Happy days.
how? Now, that's going to sit on my shelf, and I guarantee you, now it's sat on my shelf, it's going to go yellow.
Next time we see it. You know,
but, yeah, next live stream, it would be completely yellow.
yeah.
So if you think about it, Chris, is that the one I went and found like a couple of months ago,
Yeah.
when that thing is yelled. Man,
Yeah,
I only paid a couple of quid for it, so I wasn't kind of grumbling. It's not a thing you see every day, kind of thing.
But then again, it's like the fact that, like, obviously when I go like finding the right price for stuff. When I'm hunting on eBay for the Megazords, like I have a specific stopping point for the Zords, so I know where I'm going to stop. I know what ones I have because I have an Excel spreadsheet. I've got a list on my phone in case I go to boot sales and I see figures. Like, I try to keep my list up to date, and I try not to go over £100 on certain Zords because I kind of know what the Zord is worth, how old it is, what series it's from, and all of that. So I have a limit. I think the Zord that I've paid the most for is the Dragon Zord I have on the Mighty Morphin lineup. I'd never know over there. But I don't have the original. I have the newish one they made, the Legacy one. I paid £200 for that on eBay. But I was struggling to find a Dragon Zord that wasn't missing pieces. This had all of the pieces with it, and I was like, do you know what? I need it for the collection. I'm buying it.
Yeah. I think we've all got that toy, haven't we? There's something in your mind where it's like, if it comes up, I'm having it. It don't matter what it costs, I'm having it.
There's the Super Train Megazord from Lightspeed Rescue, the massive like 5 train one. This one, because this is a beast of a Zord, right? That cost me 160 quid on eBay, just for that. But it's massive. It's 5 trains put together, so I can see why. And it weighs a bit, so I was like 150 quid for that. And then like I messaged the seller, I was like, if I pay now, how soon can you get it to me? And it was like, it'll probably take a couple of days. I got it the next day.
Nice.
Like, how he got it to me the next day, he must have like used the Roadrunner or something to get it to me next day. But and I was like, I opened it up and I was like, brilliant. Like, I had this when I was a kid. I remember having the Super Train Megazord. I was like, and then I looked at it
on the side.
Huh?
You got the railroad bits on the top, on the red one and blue one.
It doesn't have those like the little like yellow antennae bits. No, but it doesn't. But I know someone who can 3D print them for me if I want them.
Awesome.
So when I'm looking at the Zords and I'm trying when I'm looking at them on eBay, if they don't have the weapon like this, that like the specific sword, I'm like, do you know what? It's fine. They're going to sit on the shelf. It doesn't matter if I have the weapon for it. You know,
I think any line I'm ever going to collect, I always try and decide early days: is this going to be a figure only line, or is it going to be a figure and accessory line? Because if it's going to be figure and accessory, I might as well just start as I mean to go on and just pay the extra and get them complete. And if it's not, then I'm happy to just pick them up from wherever. Because the hardest part is to sort of start jumping onto it late, and then you're going through all the accessories afterwards, and you just spend a fortune.
Well, that's not an issue when you spend that type of money, especially if it's been discontinued. It's something you want. You know they're not going to make it again. Yeah. So it's like what Chris said. It's nice when you'll spend 200 quid on something like that because you know how much it's worth, and you're not going to find it. So that makes perfect sense.
Yeah, but like I went to a toy shop a couple of months ago. They specifically deal in like the 70s and upwards toys. So they have like that entire like Star Wars, when Star Wars first came out, like the He-Man stuff. And like I messaged them on Facebook the day before. I was like, head into your store, like just so I know before ahead of time when I come in, have you got any Power Ranger stuff? And they went, funny you should mention Power Rangers. We've just had someone sell, like, you know, we've just bought a massive cardboard box full of Power Ranger stuff. And I was like, can you keep it out back for me? I'll be in tomorrow morning.
You know, you can put the
Right?
internet
Baz
in there.
knows the box I'm on about, right? And I was like, he was like, do you want to have a look through just to see if there's anything in there that you're looking for? Now, there was about 6 different Megazords in there. Like, you know, there was like loads of figures, loads of weapons, loads of morphers. I was looking through the box. I was like, how much do you want for the whole thing? And the guy was like, 150 quid. And I was like, done. I was like, that went straight on. It went straight on the credit card because that's the only way I could pay for it. Like, threw it on the credit card. I got home. I went through it. I went through all the figures that I might have wanted to keep. I went through all the Zords, put all the Zords together just to make sure all the Zords had each individual Zord, so they were all connected, you know, together. And I was just like, I just went to my friends. I was like, look, I've got duplicates of Zords. Who wants one? I've got figures. Who wants them? I've got morphers and weapons I don't particularly want. Who wants them? And like, I was just like, I paid I found I just kept finding little weapons. And I was like, oh, I need that for my Megazord. I need that for my Megazord. I need that for my Megazord. I was like, I found weapons that I didn't really know that I wanted to complete the Megazord. But because they so happened to be in that box, I was like, it was fate for me to message them that day. Like, have you got Power Ranger stuff?
Yeah.
And like, that's where I got that same toy shop is where I got Baz's Get Well Soon present from. I went in there thinking, do you know what? I know they sell He-Man stuff. I'll look at the He-Man stuff. And I was sat there looking at the original He-Man toys. And I was thinking, I don't actually know what Baz has and what hasn't got. I was like, I'll have another look. I'll have a look round at some of the stuff that I want to buy. And I bought Lego, and you know, and then I just at the corner of my eye, I saw a Joker figure like sitting on a shelf, and I looked at it. I went, I'm pretty sure Baz doesn't have that Batman Joker figure. And I looked at it. I went, I'll risk it. I'll buy it because I don't know what He-Man stuff to get him. So I was like, grabbed that, took it to the till. And when Baz got it, he was like, I don't actually have this one. I was like,
bingo.
What? What? I was like, how did I manage to pull that one off?
Yeah. Well, it's like it says, man, I wasn't expecting it. It's like, even if I did have it, I would do what Shabby's did, because you've got a couple that you've kept in your box that you've not actually owned. And that would just go nicely on the shelf, because I've got like the Batman animated series, I've got 3 Jokers. So I've got one still in its box. I've got one that's loose, and then I ended up winning a Instagram prize draw kind of thing a few months back, and it was the same Joker with a Harley, but it's the one with the Harley where she's in like a nightgown kind of thing. So it's from the Love, I think it's the Love series, and it's like, I don't care, Joker's Joker. I could have like 10 of the same Jokers that wouldn't the thing anyway. Just something about Joker, the character that I like, and it's the Harley Quinn. I know now she's not going to play a bad person. She's more like an anti-hero, but I've always loved Joker and Harley for day one.
Characters stuff. For me, it's always Return of the Jedi. Luke in the black outfit. Whatever there is, I'll find it and I'll buy it. Yeah. You know what I mean?
It was the way I went about getting Baz that present. And I got him a card, and like I messaged a load of our friends. I was like, if you want a message to put in Baz's card, let me know. I'll write it and I'll put it with his present. So like they all sent me like a couple of like words and everything, and I went about it because I had to get Baz's address without him knowing I was getting him a get well soon present. So I lied to him. I feel bad for lying to him about it, but I messaged. I was like, Baz, I've bought a load of figures off of Facebook Marketplace that I don't want. They were quite cheap. Send me your address. I'll send them up to you. So I had to be able to get his address. I had to lie to him, And I was like, right, throw the Batman figure in there. I wrapped it very well. Like it was nicely wrapped in the box. Put the card in there, like shipped it off via Hermes, and I was just like, right, now I wait. And I set it up so like instead of Baz's email address or phone number, it was mine. So I was getting updates of like, I was like, it's been delivered. I was like, Baz, I was like, Baz, I know you've got the box. I've had the notification. He's like, I'm just heading out. I was like, I don't care. I know you have it.
Walking out the door. I basically just walking out the door when the guy just about to chafe. So I was basically I just shoved it straight in the car, went into my gun, come back, and it was like, when you open it, it's like, I'll come on live and blah blah blah. We'll do an unboxing, and I was like, I was tell you, I was shocked, to be honest.
Awesome.
So look on it. I didn't know what his reaction, because obviously, like when he opened it, he was kind of just like this. And I was like, oh shit, have I done something like, have I got a figure that he's already got? And I was like, oh, I've done a bad thing. I was like, oh god. And then he was like, I'm holding back tears right now. I was like, it's like a good thing or a bad thing. I was like, I don't want to make you cry. I'm sorry.
Guys, I'm going to have to get going, I'm afraid.
That's what I was about to say is like
getting late.
11:30. That's we've kind of went over 10 minutes, but I appreciate you guys coming on as usual.
I know, thanks for having it. I've enjoyed it. Thanks. And sorry I was in, like I said, I couldn't do the first hour, but I really appreciate it. Thanks for having me. And nice to meet you, Phil.
Nice to see you, pal. We'll see you all again. It's been
keep the 30th.
Let's do it all over again.
Saturday the 30th of October in your calendar. I'll give you a message. Okay. I think that'll be next, not this Saturday, but the following Saturday. Me and Billy's been kind of talking about a Halloween themed show. So if you're free, you're more welcome to come back in.
Oh,
but, just be prepared that there might be the odd person dressed up being making a fool of themselves.
I like doing your show. I like it. You know, every time you've asked me to do this stream, I enjoy this stream. It's a real you always have nice lads on. It's a great stream to do. So every chance I can, I'll always do it.
So there might be another person dressing up for it.
Yeah. So that night we're going to do like a Halloween special. Because with the thing happened with my papa and that, it's kind of taking me off. But to keep my mind on it, I'm trying to like think is like how am I going to do this? So I think we'll probably end up doing like who's your favorite horror villain and horror movies and kind of trying to do a horror kind of theme. Cool. I know a lot of us we don't like horror movies, but there is certain ones that there's certain characters that's always thingy. But if you're free on the 30th, Shabby, you're more welcome to come back. But I'll let you know near the time when we're.
I appreciate it, pal.
Right.
But see you later, folks. Coming on and Chris and Dave and that and yourselves.
It's a pleasure. See you all later. Thanks.
See you later.
See ya.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Thanks, Bash.